Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the latest edition of Lowdown Entertainment. I'm your host, Joe Adams. And next to me, fresh from the chiropractor.
Yes, I can see you.
My man, Bear Slosh. How you doing, brother?
Good, man. Thanks.
I'm glad you're doing better. Because you were first of all, you were absolutely miserable last week.
I was told that.
Yeah.
By
several people.
Mama Bear.
Yeah. And you were hurting pretty bad.
I was. I had two vertebrae stuck together from all the smacking you do to me.
How does that even happen?
I don't know. Doctor said it could have happened 10 years ago.
Seriously?
Yeah. He's like, things happened a decade ago, and they just rear their ugly head randomly.
Well,
so
looking forward to that brain injury you had
little
15
snap,
years ago.
Crackle, and pop, and
yeah, like a bowl of Rice Krispies.
Here we are.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Mm-hmm.
We have people in here today.
Sure do. A lot of them.
We do. There's
and not a one of them brought us
15,000.
presents today.
Did anybody bring presents?
Just their presents.
No, their presents is their present.
I guess.
Yeah. We have a couple lined up here. Don't forget, guys, don't be bashful to use the chat. Questions that you may have for anybody here. I need to talk about something before we get rolling here.
Well, go ahead.
Something happened. No, it's our show. Something happened Saturday night at my beloved Grandview Speedway, and it was a little miscommunication by somebody. It was reported that there was a stabbing at the track. Now, before anybody gets alarmed in hearing on that, there was not a stabbing. Okay, it was misreported as a stabbing. It was not. To be honest with you, the police report came out from PSP, and it was nothing more than a fight and a bloody nose over two friends. It was over a hubcap, supposedly, was the argument. So whatever happened.
Who the hell has hubcaps?
Apparently these two right here.
Guess so.
So, yeah, don't. The community is safe. Grandview Speedway is safe. So don't believe the hype. And speaking of social media, we love it. We have a love-hate relationship with social media.
That's the hate part.
That is the hate part, because once something negative comes out, and it can just blow up in front of just literally tens of thousands of people. And I did speak to track management tonight, and I said, "Is it okay if I mention this?" And they said, "Absolutely." Just let everybody know that our track is safe. The community is safe, because she said I would not feel safe in my community if I heard a report like that. So it's impossible to find out who made the report, though. That's the downside. So social media can be good for a lot of things, but stuff like that is a little bit tough. So everything's fine and dandy at Grandview Speedway.
I don't know what time that happened, but probably within 5 minutes.
The phones were blowing up.
I was at Mahoning Valley Speedway, and I opened my phone. That guy looked at his phone. He looked at her phone. She looked.
Yeah.
And everybody's like, holy shit, somebody got stabbed at Grandview.
Yeah.
Well, what do you expect? People are going to think somebody got stabbed at Grandview.
Exactly.
And then I started texting Whip and other guys that are there.
Yeah.
And said, what happened at Grandview Speedway?
Mm-hmm.
Don't know. No. See, like,
it just blows up.
And then I heard even 69 News had a whole deal where somebody got stabbed at Grandview Speedway.
Oh, my.
Yeah.
Well, that's no bueno.
No.
So
because, they just ruin things.
They do. So
all
is right in the world.
Well, it's good to hear.
It is good to hear.
Because people should start fighting more, not stabbing more.
Yes, I agree. Totally agree.
And bring back the hubcap.
Yeah, somebody's got some explaining to do with that hubcap
right?
deal.
I want to hear the whole story.
Somebody's still missing the hubcap yet. That's the worst part. We're going to end up with another bloody nose. Ain't nobody got time for that shit.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, another thing I got to get out before we get going here. Well, maybe I'm just loud.
Turn you down.
You muted me. So I have a special birthday wish to give out.
So do I.
For Thursday, and so do you. So I'll let you go first.
Oh, well, thank you.
You're quite welcome.
Thursday. What's today? Tuesday.
Yeah.
So Thursday, my granddaughter, Amelia, turns 6.
How
which
did
is
that
insane.
happen? How did that happen?
Completely nuts, because she's like 6 minutes old there in that picture, and she fit inside my kid's racing helmet, and now she beats my butt.
Yeah, Amelia is a rock star, very very comparable and compatible with Laney Lick.
Laney
Lick, and
which her birthday's tomorrow.
Really, how ridiculous is that? So happy birthday to her as well. Yeah, these two young ladies are just rock stars, and we can only bask in their glory.
Oh my God,
when they're around. So
just hope they never change.
Yeah, exactly. So happy birthday to those two young ladies. I'm going to throw out a very happy birthday to my buddy Tobias Lilick. He turns 12 on Thursday.
Also a rock star.
Also a rock star. By the way, he was very appreciative of the LD and E swag that you sent along. We do have a hoodie coming along for him as well. He's 11 going on 12. He's only a couple days from being 12, but he was our tech master.
We're a combined 100 and couldn't figure out anything.
For the past 2 weeks, he's our tech guy. So he's helping us load videos and telling us how things work. And let's not forget, hashtag FYP.
Yep.
He is the master. So happy birthday, bud.
And
we appreciate everything.
Thank you for everything.
Yes. Thank you so much. So that's all I have for birthday wishes right now.
Okay.
What do you have? Anything else? Do you have results?
Thanks for coming.
You betcha. Take care.
Bye-bye. Yeah, I went to Mahoning Valley Speedway.
You did.
ROC race, 75 lapper for the mods. They had the futures, the hobby stocks, late models, which was a poor showing in my opinion. But
well, what do you explain to me? Poor showing. What is
7 cars showed up.
That's a poor showing.
Late model asphalt racing in this area is dead. Hate to say it. It's a southern thing.
Isn't late model racing in
this
area period kind of fading?
Yeah,
fading.
Yeah,
to black.
Really, there's no dirt.
Little
a few.
Susquehanna,
Susky.
Yeah.
But
sorry, Baps Motor Speedway.
Yeah, it'll always be Susky.
Yes.
But 7 cars showed up. 5 started the feature.
Man,
not great.
No.
So.
No.
Anyway, if you know anything about asphalt modified racing, you know the name Matt Hirschman.
Yes.
You know that you're going to race for second typically.
Yes. He's the son of Tony Hirschman, correct?
He is. They were both in attendance.
Nice.
Well, 75 laps. Matt only needed 1.5. Because at 73.5, he took the lead and said, see you bye.
Oh, my.
But he made other people feel fun and competitive for a few laps. You know, he kind of watched them race.
It's kind of like, it's just to patronize him a little bit. You know.
He's just so good. He's smooth, you know. He sits there and waits. And he waits till his opportunity's there.
How can you I told you this last week on the show, and I got to bring this up with Corey being on there, and Corey just totally got smoked.
Mm-hmm.
Hashtag smoked last week on the show.
And
he got
everybody
roasted.
At Mahoning appreciated that.
It's so we had such a good time.
It was fun
doing that, and just unbelievable. So thank you all for tuning into the chat and letting us have fun. So, as I said last week on the show, I've never been there. How can a driver be patient on such a small track? Help me understand that statement.
Someone from the crowd has an answer.
What's your take on it, if you don't mind? He's not mic'd up right now, but
what's my take on it?
Yeah.
Literally, I think you have to come there with patience. If you're an impatient person, you're going to wreck out in lap 5.
Okay.
I've been there for too many years to know that if you're an impatient person, you're going to kill yourself.
It makes perfect sense. It just seems like from an outside perspective, that's someone that's never been there. And I don't understand asphalt racing. I know you go in a circle and turn left a lot. And it seems like that's all you do at Mahoning is there's really no straightaway per se.
Well,
so it's small and tight.
I've been going to Mahoning since the early 90s, late 80s.
Mm-hmm.
And like for you to come there the first time, you're probably going to go, oh, holy crap, these guys are just going in circles.
Yeah.
And like for Alex probably and myself, it looks almost in slow motion. You could see things happening.
once you get acclimated
So
to.
I started videoing on the outside of turn 3 where there's not even a fence.
Mm-hmm.
I had the wall,
Mm-hmm.
but they're like, in my opinion, so far away, and you have time to react. You know, even if a car would hop a wheel, I could have got out of the way.
Wow.
I'm pretty nimble.
This I know, especially, and this was pre-chiropractic visit.
Correct.
Today.
I could only look this way. That's why. Yeah.
Imagine how nimble you'd be this weekend after that rolly thing went over your back.
It was neat.
Wow.
I might buy one.
A rolly thing?
Mm-hmm.
Or an asphalt modified?
A back.
Rumor has it.
There's a lot of chat already.
There is.
Deuce, race man.
Called us gentlemen. Do we owe him money?
Silly. I'm going to say Steve Mesco, hello, and it was a pleasure meeting you.
Did he say it was a pleasure meeting you?
Maybe. Stay tuned.
Wow. Because that would be a trip. Word on the street is none other than TB Todd Bear squeezed himself back into a modular find and took some laps at Mahoning Valley Speedway.
So Doug French, the feller that Nick drives for in Florida, asked me if I could just put a camera on TB getting in and out of the car.
In and out, because the opening is this big and TB is slightly wider than that opening.
Yeah, he did well. He got back in the groove pretty quickly.
Good.
Not going to lie. He ran all 75 laps, had a few pit stops. He had an epic pit crew. Mr. Eric Whitby was in attendance.
Eric Whitby was in the house. And you know what? Let me interrupt you here for a second. Eric, if you're listening and watching, we love you, brother. You know we do. We've been friends for a long, long time. And Eric lost his beloved puppy.
Didn't.
He had posted that.
Today?
No, a couple days ago.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yeah.
Do I gotta mute you?
No, it's true.
Well, not since Saturday.
No, it happened Sunday, I guess.
Oh.
Yeah, because he had the board on date and the
I didn't know that.
expiration. See,
I'm sorry.
But apparently,
Because we were talking a lot about that Saturday.
well, yeah, he has a huge love of
Shit,
animals.
I didn't even know that.
And we're sorry. We send out our deepest condolences. Some people look at it and go, it's just a dog, but when you have a pet, it's not just a dog,
Right.
It's not just a cat, it's a family member. And we love you, brother. We're thinking about you,
Yeah,
man.
hell yeah. I
It's
didn't
tough.
even know. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Dang.
Yep.
We took Racer to Indiana Speed Week with
Mhm.
us.
That dog was epic.
That
Racer
dog
was
ate
awesome.
so many steaks that week. And then we get to the hotel room. The dog just lays down in the lobby and says, F you.
Yeah.
This is where
Had
I'm
enough.
hanging out.
Yep, I'm done.
I'm not going up them steps.
I remember we were at Linda's one night in the pits, and Racer was there, and Eric says to me, "Hey, I'm gonna go over to the Porta John there. You mind watching her?" Yeah, no problem. And it was fine. She's a very good dog, very well behaved. Until Eric was coming back, and she decided, "There's Dad. I want to go meet him."
Tear your arm out?
Holy smokes!
Strong dog.
She was very strong, man. She was just a solid piece all the way around. So she'll be deeply missed. She was a good girl.
Dang, didn't know.
Somebody says that they can barely hear.
Yeah, I turned it up since then.
Okay,
So it's better.
okay, so we're good.
Sheena can hear, right?
You can hear?
She said,
Yeah. She's on a. There's a delay. There's always a delay. We have to get caught up with her.
So today, I got 7 more cars for Leo's League. And a whole fleet of rebuilt old Kawasaki's.
Wow.
Steve Shelley, motor builder.
Is that right?
He lives right down the street here.
Yeah.
He's probably got 50. 100% restored old Cowies.
Unbelievable.
He takes them to like all the motocross events that are local. He's going to bring some of his fleet.
That is too cool for school.
Yeah, we got 60 cars currently.
That's just what you are
That I know
that
of.
you know of
Yes.
that you have personally taken care of. Wow, this is going to be huge.
I have 4 rows of 15.
That makes 60. Your math is fantastic.
I know.
God bless you. Why don't you have 3 rows of 20?
I got one of these for you.
Why do you gotta hate?
I don't know. Because 3 rows of 20, I looked back on the video from last year. There was about 14 cars in each row. We only had 2. And that was spread out pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah, works out well.
So we're gonna have that field pretty filled up.
Speaking of Leo,
Speaking of, let me just mention this. Chris
Sure.
Perry, thanks for tuning in, man. I got your text this afternoon with your updates, and I was at the chiropractor, and I ran home to set the show up, and all I can say is we're thinking about you, man.
yes, Chris, we love you, brother. Thoughts and prayers with you always.
And anytime you want to come on the show to promote your new deal, let me know.
Gary Lillick in the house, father of our new tech person,
My man.
Tobias. Thanks for tuning in, Gary. Appreciate you, brother.
Mr. T.
Yes. Speaking of Leo's League,
Yeah.
we did a thing Friday night. The Leo's League beer was launched at the Rising Creek Brewery,
Rising River.
like I said, and Rising River. And what town was that in?
That's a really good question.
Because it was
Macungie.
Was it?
Yeah, I believe so.
Okay. So Rising River Brewery in Macungie, and this, for those that don't know, this particular brewery hopped on board with Leo's League, and they produced a mango pale ale. Did I say that? Is that the right thing?
Nailed it.
Mango pale ale, and every can sold is going to donate $1 to pediatric cancer.
Yes.
So we can't thank the Rising River Brewery enough for that. So it was pretty cool. So they launched that. There was a couple food trucks there. There was a band there.
That was a heck of a turnout.
It was good. The place was packed.
Sure
So it
was.
was really cool. And Leo's mother had a birthday the following day, and then Keegan had a birthday.
Sure did.
Like the day after that or so. So there's
Everybody's
a host of
got
birthdays. Yeah.
Happy birthday.
No, not me.
Oh. Dang.
So that worked out very, very well. And again, we keep pushing the Leo's League thing. It is coming up, rain or shine, May the 4th.
It's coming quick, man.
It's coming very,
2
very
weekends.
quickly. Yep, it'll be here. And speaking of Leo's League has spawned our guests here.
Correct.
Leo's League brought our two guests that we're going to be having on here in the next few minutes. Just open their eyes to the things that were going on with childhood cancers. They can see what's going on. And interesting.
Mm-hmm.
And
Thank you, guys. Appreciate the shout out.
yes, thank you so much. And they were so inspired by what Leo had going on and what they have going on that they reached out to us and said, "Can we talk about this?"
Yes.
And our immediate response was no.
Correct.
No, we said absolutely. And they have a very interesting story that they're going to present to us on how they do things, and we will get those on. And their names are Mike and Cheryl Bowers.
You are correct.
I am.
Good job.
Yeah. So they are in studio here. We're going to get them on in the next few minutes after we're done, or after you're done yakking, whatever you're doing.
Dude Whips in the house.
Dude Whip. Good to see you, bud. And again, as we said last week, Whippy is back doing the meet and greets at Grandview Speedway.
Doing
It's
it well.
Good to see him back doing that.
They got TikTok coverage, so Jennifer posts that all
Jennifer
up.
Umbauer.
Yeah, she posts that all up, so we get to see it.
Good. Good. That's good.
Freaking Whip. Thanks, brother.
Whip says, you two are looking very man-pretty. Whip has always mentioned that, like...
And he smells good, too, Whip.
I taste even better, but that's another topic.
Ugh,
so,
Jesus.
yeah, that's what most of the women say when they see me. So, whenever we go somewhere with Whip, we get a hotel or something.
Why
but
are
there
you
is
so spread out?
because I can and I want to be.
Lord.
So stop it! I'm trying to force you out of the. I'm trying to force you out of the shot. Is what I'm trying to do, so I can just take over. And the first time he said it to me, we're down in North Carolina, and I come rolling out of the hotel room there. He looks at me and he's like, "Dude, how can you be so man pretty this early in the morning?" Just it's only Whip could do, man. It's the greatest thing ever. And he just said word. We love you, Whip.
Hell yeah.
Whip's a guy, and this is a true story. Whenever Whip and I have a conversation on the phone, we end it with, "I love you, brother." Every time. Every time. So
It's true friends, man.
It is true friends. Yep. There should be more of that in this world.
You should be a little nicer to me.
Yeah, that's not going to happen.
I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Are you ready to go to commercial?
You could only hope
I'm
for
done
that.
talking to you. I want to talk to the guests.
What did I say earlier? You're the younger brother I never wanted.
Click.
So, yeah, there is. Yeah, we will take a brief memento here.
Bring them in.
To,
You got to move over.
To bring no.
Okay.
Maybe you should move over.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we're going to take a brief moment here to get our guests. And so we're going to be muted for a little bit. We're still going to be live. We're going to be muted and get ready to listen to the story that Mike and Cheryl have to present to us. So we'll be right back with some more Lowdown Entertainment. And we are back with some more Lowdown Entertainment. As you can see, joining us is Mike from the Mike and Cheryl Bowers combination. Cheryl
Has left the building.
she's busy right now, but she will be joining us momentarily. Mike, welcome to the show.
Welcome to Lowdown Entertainment.
Thank you.
Yes, you guys run what do we call these cars? We're calling these
Mini mods.
mini mods.
Yes.
Okay. What exactly is a mini mod? If you can explain that to us.
It's like a bigger version of a micro stock, actually.
Okay. Okay.
With a Predator 420 engine, and they're just
Okay. For in layman's terms, for us that don't understand, what exactly is a Predator 420? What does that mean? How many horsepower does something like that have?
You know what? I should know that, and I don't.
This interview's over. Oh, now who decides to show up?
Oh,
Here we are.
And they're all fancied out with LDE swag.
Look at
That's
that.
perfect.
So, first thing before this interview even starts,
Yes.
Mason wants a shout out from Pop Pop.
Yes.
Oh, come on. All right, here we go.
Hey, buddy, how are you?
That is awesome. That is awesome. Yeah, there it is.
Pete Drumbar's in the house.
Beautiful.
He's a good dude. Better than you.
Who isn't? Who isn't? So we're running a mini mod.
Maybe he knows. What's the horsepower on one of these things?
Yeah.
I think it's about 12 and a half, I think it is.
Okay.
Okay.
I was thinking 12, so I would have been
So-
close.
What does that compare to with, say, a slingshot?
Slingshot puts out Slingshots use a 20 horsepower block, but it's modified up to about 40 horse.
Yeah.
The
I didn't
Slingshot motors,
never guess that.
Yep. And then,
Wow.
But these are a little bit smaller, plus they're stock from their Harbor Freight motors from
Yeah.
Predator 420cc. Harbor
Okay,
Freight motors.
so this is an affordable class of
Yes.
racing that you got
Yes.
going on. I have seen the class, and I don't know much about it, but again, I'm going to try to put this in layman's terms. The car kind of reminds me of a 600 mod, but with no suspension. Am I close on that assessment right there?
Look-wise, yes.
Zero suspension.
Yeah, we have
zero suspension. Yeah.
Yeah, we have no suspension.
Wow.
So air pressure.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Yuck.
Absolutely amazing.
So you want a nice smooth track.
They actually, we do usually have real good tracks. I mean, we run a full schedule at Snydersville and Shellhammers, and both tracks do a great job.
Yeah.
They really do.
Yeah. That's amazing. And now, are you running? Are these tracks a weekly deal, or are you kind of swapping back and forth?
Snydersville, I believe this year is a every weekly run. Shellhammers is bi-weekly, every other Saturday.
So you got plenty of racing to do.
Oh, yes.
You're not going to be lacking for racing.
Correct.
All right, very good. And we're going to talk about your car because you have a very unique looking car. But I would love to have Mrs. Bowers come in as we can chat about this here. She's sporting some new swag right there. Look at that right there.
Yeah, we're not used to 4 guests, so I didn't bring out the big table. Should have put the leaf in.
Again, you failed.
Well,
It's fine.
sorry, buddy.
It's fine.
Next time it's at your house.
It's absolutely fine.
And I can tell you that he's eating chicken right
Yeah,
now
I was
with
just gonna
baked
say.
beans. He's saying, "We are at your house, Pop Up. I want to go
I
racing."
want to go race. I want to go race.
He's going this Friday, so
Nice.
That's awesome.
yeah, he's running the juice box, and he was all excited.
Oh man.
These juice box things has just blown up over the past 2 or 3 years. I mean, this is just amazing how these things are.
It's an amazing class to get the kids interested in it,
Yeah.
and I'll tell you, even as a racer, just watching these little ones,
Yeah.
it's amazing.
Well, what's so cool is that excitement and exuberation that these guys and girls are displaying is the same stuff that we had when we were younger, and it's the next group.
Yeah,
It's
I
the
think
next
we
group.
should have brought this little fellow with. He's yelling, "Hey, wait! There's Gigi."
Gigi, would you like to say hi?
Absolutely. Hi, buddy. What you doing?
Well, he's eating baked beans and chicken.
Oh, there you go.
He's having a great time. So you have your mini mod here. It has a full wrap on it. It's with number 63. Is that correct? 83. I'm sorry.
83.
Sorry about that.
That's all right.
It is a very unique looking wrap on there, and I'd really like for you guys to explain it, and then we're going to roll in as to why your car looks the way it looks.
Well, when we first bought this car, we wanted to do something special.
And indeed you did.
Yes,
For
yes,
sure.
we did. And we can't thank Gary Lurch and Chris Kincaid for the amazing car they built.
Okay.
I had a vision of what I wanted to do with it. And I wanted something along with the childhood cancer because Mason, our grandson, had cancer.
Yes.
And now within a few months, I believe, Mom's probably going to yell at me, he will ring that bell.
Awesome.
That is so good to hear.
Yep.
Yes. That is awesome. That is awesome.
So what we did is I had a vision of the car. I wanted pictures of Mason as when he was in the hospital going through all the different stages.
Yeah.
So I got those pictures together, and then kind of like as he grew, I got those pictures together, and we had the boxing gloves for the fight childhood cancer, and I gave that vision to Chris Kincaid, and he is amazing on what he did.
Okay.
So that's how our car came about.
the car is just very unique, and it's awesome. You guys are going to be at Leo's League,
Yes,
on
yes.
display. And as I said at the top of the show, the Leo's League kind of spawned our meeting, and you saw what was going on with what we were trying to convey with childhood cancer, and you guys are like, hey, wait a minute. We've been on board with this for a long time now. We have been fighting the fight. We know what's happening.
Yeah.
We want to get involved. You guys showed up last year, which was awesome, and now here we are again this year
Yep.
with Leo's coming up, and now you're here in person getting interviewed.
and anything we can do to help with Leo's.
Exactly.
I mean, anytime you can help a local family,
Yes.
that's amazing.
And speaking of helping, what do you do with some of your the monies that you collect from racing,
We
from
if
your
any-
winnings?
If anybody gives donations, we donate them back to CHOP, which is Children's Hospital, Philadelphia.
Yes.
Yeah. Now the only thing is I know there is a need for funding for research. We understand that.
Yes.
But what we went through with Mason and our daughter,
Yeah.
we saw firsthand what these families go through. The struggle with finances, for food, for fuel, for lodging, just your necessities that you need.
Yes, because this not only are you dealing with a sick child, you are also dealing with a sick child that has a mother and a father and maybe a sibling or
Yeah.
2 or 3 or 4, whatever. So it affects everybody. And these mom and dad need to get to CHOP.
Yes.
Yes.
Not everybody lives
It's
down
not
the street
next
from
door,
CHOP.
right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So and let's face facts. Hospital stays are not like the Hilton, and they're not
No.
and they're not cheap, and all this stuff costs a lot of money. So what you're trying to do is you're trying to alleviate that pain from
Yes.
other family members
We're trying to help the
with
families.
the travels and go
Yes.
back. It's not so much that you're not helping the patient per se.
Right.
You're helping those that surround the patient
Right.
and support the patient.
Even
Right.
sometimes, and I can say firsthand, even when you're down there and you're there all day and your mind's doing 150 things,
Yeah.
sometimes just being able to have the extra to go sit and have a meal somewhere just to
Just
get
to
out of the
decompress.
element.
Get away
Yes.
for a minute.
Yes.
Yeah. Wow.
It goes a long way.
Yeah.
And you're not always, everybody's not allowed to stay at the hospital, right? You have to
No.
find a hotel
There's
sometimes.
there's at times where there's only allowed one parent in the room with the child.
Wow.
So, and also I must say that they do have an amazing thing with Ronald McDonald House, that they do have families, but that of course books up very quickly.
I'm sure.
So, and usually like, I know with us, like we couldn't stay, but we drove down every day. But even the moms and dads, they can't both stay in the same room. If they do, one's sleeping on a chair or
Sure.
what have you.
Yeah, and gas at $4 a gallon is no
Exactly.
joke.
And it
Yes.
is no joke.
And your
Yes.
insurance isn't going to cover these things.
No.
And,
No.
And
It's all necessities.
Yeah.
it's
So we feel like giving to the families, and we are hooked up with a lady from CHOP that is helping us when we're ready to donate our amount. Then we will get in contact with her, and then we will donate that money to CHOP, and then that will help some families. We're trying to help as many as we can, but of course
Sure.
we can't help them all.
Sure.
Right. But you know what? Every little bit helps. And what,
Exactly.
what you two are doing is extremely noble and very heartfelt. And I tell you what, we give you mad respect for doing so.
Even if you could help one.
Yeah,
Exactly.
just one person.
Exactly.
There is a little bit of activity here in the chat here. Raceway Fire and Safety said my son had cancer as well, and Snydersville was very helpful with our struggles during the fight. You hear this all the time. It's amazing why I don't understand we as humans do things backwards a lot of times. We can all rally and come together when there's a crisis.
Correct.
Yeah.
I don't understand why we don't do it just every day.
Exactly.
I don't have a definitive answer for that because most times people can just be jerks, but it's just the way it is. And Raceway Fire and Safety also said CHOP is the best place for children. So
Yes.
another
Chop,
recommendation.
is.
Chop will be at
It-
Leo's League as well.
Yes, it is
Yeah, that's
amazing
great.
at CHOP, and I can honestly, we both can. When you walk into CHOP and you see those kids, your whole world stops because those kids are battling for their lives and they are just smiling and going on day to day. And it's like our problems are
but
we're
correct.
near theirs.
Right. That's one thing that Barry and I took out of Leo last year. We
Just
we
about-
said it.
It's right here. I was going to say it.
we have seen this so many times, and behind the scenes we're going, what can we do for this young man? He wants to see cars. We're going to get him cars. We're racking our brain to do everything that we can to make this event huge. And then we met Leo.
We didn't even know him.
and he was just he was just a kid smiling, eating a peanut butter and jelly sandwich,
Yep.
and doing all kid things
Having
on
a
kid
party.
time and having a good time. And it just kind of like
He
like,
latched
wow.
on to us.
He did. He
or
really
we
did.
latched on to
Well,
him.
I think we probably latched on to him.
and it changed us.
One
man.
thing we did learn from Leo, we mentioned this before, don't let that boy get hungry, because, man, does he get hangry. Yeah, he
Kid
needs his
likes to
food.
eat.
Yeah, he likes to eat. He needs to eat. He needs to eat.
Yep.
Um,
And he rang the bell. So
yes.
That's
God bless
good.
him.
That's
We
awesome.
love we love when they're ringing the bells. Holly says, unless you're by the window, you're basically sleeping in a chair.
Yeah.
So very uncomfortable. Now, I'm going to see if I can say this correctly. The form of cancer that you have been familiar with is neuroblastoma.
Yes.
Did I say that correctly?
Yes.
Neuroblastoma, which is a cancer of the adrenaline glands. Now, how does that primarily of the adrenaline glands? How does
Well-
that affect the patient when the cancer attacks the adrenal glands?
Well, I'm not exactly sure about that. We know that Mason's cancer was on his left kidney.
Oh, okay.
Basically, the easiest way to explain it is you have your spinal cord. You have a kidney on your right. You have a kidney on your left.
Okay.
They could not do surgery to remove the cancer because the kidney on the left where he had it is also right next to a main artery to your heart.
Wow.
So the cancer started wrapping around that artery.
I've heard this. I'm not a doctor. I've heard this from actually from a friend of mine with Glenn Strunk who passed away just recently.
Yes.
He had some things, and it was basically engulfing his heart. I didn't even know that
Yes.
that was a thing.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
if everybody knew that, I'm sorry. I'm not well versed in this stuff, but how it can just latch itself around and it just really make your life, for lack of better terms, a living hell.
Right.
So yeah, that's unbelievable. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Continue.
So basically, Mason did 4 rounds of chemo. He did scans every so. I don't even remember anymore. It was it was one of those things we want to forget, but we don't.
Right.
But he did scans very often. They kept a very close eye on it. The chemo started shrinking it. And then when he started actually growing, it kept shrinking. And
Oh.
it was, yeah.
You know what? That's something we didn't even take into consideration. You always think of older people getting cancer, and you're done growing. You're not, but you take these young boys and girls,
Yeah.
and they still have puberty to go through. They're growing every day. They're trying to develop strong bones and muscles and everything, and the cancer is just along for the ride. And I guess that's a good thing. That as he grew, it got smaller. Obviously, that's an awesome thing.
Yeah.
Wow, just
it's
absolutely amazing.
incredible.
Yeah,
I'm like speechless.
We were definitely one of the blessed families.
Definitely.
See, that's just absolutely amazing. I do want to address chat here. I don't want to get too
It's
far
getting.
behind.
It's getting. There's a lot of people chiming in here.
Michael Esther says, looking forward to join you guys on the 4th. Yes, Mike, we're definitely can't wait to see you at Leo's League out there, and he's going to be bringing his hot rod. Lily got out for I think for the first time this week.
I saw that.
Racing Airport.
It's a nice looking car.
So-
You did well.
Thank you. I appreciate that. It's the first compliment I've ever gotten from you.
It's
Ever.
because we're on a sentimental show. We flip
This
over.
is thanks. I need you guys around more often, so he's nice to me.
Mrs. Clausen's tuned in.
Gary Lurch Jr. says, "Good evening, Mike and Cheryl. You are the it just moved. It just moved. Where did it go?" He said, "You're an awesome person." I got to that point right there. So the whole chat just moved. on
Lurch
me.
said, "Good evening, Mike and Cheryl are
"Yes,
the best.
love you guys." That's what it
I'll
was
take
right there.
this.
Thanks for taking over on
You're
that.
welcome. And Esterlin's talking silly.
What did Esther?
He
say
said
now?
you're the goat. Yeah, you smell like
I'm
a
the
goat.
I'm the goat snuggler.
That's all.
Holly says, "I'm super grateful we caught it when we did." You never
Hey,
know how
how
long
did
you
they
have with
determine
someone.
this?
Well, Mason was approximately about a month and a half old. And he sounded like he was all congested. But he got really bad, and he was having some breathing problems. So Holly and I and him took him down to Lehigh Valley. Lehigh Valley was starting to treat him for like chest congestion, stuff like that. It wasn't. They started doing tests on him and realized he needed heart surgery.
Wow.
Holly's going to kill me. He had 2 rings around his heart. If I'm saying this right, she'll correct me. He had a ring around his aorta that should not have been there. That is what was cutting off his air. So that is actually how we found the cancer. When they started doing all the scans and everything, that is when they spotted the cancer.
Wow.
This is insane.
Holly
yeah.
says he was 2.5, 3 months old.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. Two aortic arch.
Yes.
There. Yes.
That's what she tried to say.
Exactly. Thank you, Bear.
Yeah.
You're
yeah.
welcome.
That's yeah.
Hey, I'm getting
I
older.
kinda
I
knew-
can't remember anymore.
I kind of knew that.
His
she
mom's
was
such
saying
a show
that.
off.
Yeah.
But no, the good part is when he did go to CHOP, because they flew him from
Yes.
Lehigh Valley to
They
CHOP,
life flighted him to CHOP.
and they actually found it, because had they not found it,
Yeah.
we may not be one of the blessed.
We might not be having this conversation.
Yes.
Exactly.
It's just amazing to me that technology, like the kid's this little,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah. It's,
Jesus.
on a side funny note, Holly says Mason said, "Come on, Gigi,
Come on,
don't
Gigi,
cry."
don't cry.
Yeah.
That's because he knows every time I talk about it, I
Oh, it's-
get all choked up.
Mason,
but it's like,
I'm going to tell you something, buddy. I don't know you. Bear doesn't know you, but he and I think you're a rock. We think you're a rock star, man. We think you're awesome, and we love your input here too. So just keep it coming, buddy.
I think he needs an LDE sticker
He
on,
does.
on his little
He's
buggy
actually
there.
He does.
he's actually bringing the juice box
Yeah.
with
Yeah.
wheels.
Oh, good.
Yes.
So, yeah,
Nice.
we'll get an LDE sticker on there for him.
Nice.
Yes.
He's bringing it because he said, "Pop, I got to take mine." So
Yeah.
he's coming.
awesome.
He's coming along.
put
How
it in
cool
the
would
trailer.
how cool would it be if Leo picked that to be the best of the
Oh,
show?
best appearing car.
Yeah, because Leo
Leo
out of
is
all
the
cars-
judge.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Leo's the judge.
Yeah.
It is, because there was a little controversy last year because word on the street was Leo liked the monster truck that was there. Or do you remember that?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then in the 11th hour, he's like, "Nope, I changed my mind. I want that car right there."
You know what though? What I saw last year, guys,
Jesus,
honestly,
wait till you
was
read that.
I'm sorry.
His mom just.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, Mike.
no, that's okay.
She just said about his throat surgery.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yes.
my. Oh,
Holy
dear Lord.
God.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
God
this was
bless
an
you.
emotional few years, huh?
Yeah.
Oh
it's
yeah,
been
it
a-
was.
It was an emotional
that's-
month just with him being in CHOP. He was in,
Yeah.
I believe, for a little over a month. We were back and forth down there
Lord.
every
And
single
that's
day.
how this blends in with the whole racing, because I said, how can we get the word out? And our whole family loves to race.
That's awesome.
And we really, I said, look, Cheryl said about putting it on the car. I said, awesome, because I love going to the different tracks and
Yeah.
talking to the guys.
Yeah.
I think I do more talking than getting anything else done.
That's
Alex is shaking his head.
that's how Mike
So-
got his name, Mr. Hollywood.
So it's I enjoy that because I get no, your racing community becomes family,
Absolutely. Yes.
and
100%.
you like, for me, I only get to see the guys at Snydersville now every other week,
Yeah.
and the guys at Shellhammers every other week.
Yeah.
So it's like, hey, I haven't seen you in 2 weeks. What's going on? So, and with the car being the way it is, I get a lot of fans, believe it or not,
Sure.
that come over and say, "Oh, that's awesome."
Yeah.
And then we get to kind of, they ask about it, and then you get to tell the story. And if at the end of the day, it opens people's eyes up to what these families are going through.
It's this awareness, and I said this last week. I love the awareness. I love that we're doing the awareness. This is an awareness show, in my opinion. Leo's League is an awareness, but I want to get to the point where we're done being aware,
Yeah.
and we start solving the problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And just abolishing it and getting rid of not just neuroblastoma, all cancers.
In
Yeah.
general, yes.
Yes.
Everything.
So let's be aware, and that's fine. But let's keep the money going, and let's keep the research going, and let's get on the right foot and get this stuff all gone and out of here, so everybody can live the best life possible.
And that would be an amazing thing.
Yes.
Without
Hopefully
a doubt.
one day. Hopefully in our lifetime.
Holly said it was real good when you came home and said, "Hey, we had to stay longer." Then we hung up the phone and walked in the front door and surprised them.
Yes, she
Yes,
did.
she did.
Bet you were pissed, huh?
She did.
Pretty much. Yeah.
No,
And happy at the same time.
it's
Exactly.
It's funny when, again, we know personally what these families are going
Yes.
through.
Yeah.
We've been there.
Yeah.
And sometimes, believe it or not, it's amazing. If you ever get to go to CHOP, you'll see little 5 and 6-year-olds running around playing, and they don't know
They have no idea.
Nope.
what could be.
Yep.
And then if you look in the room right next to them, you see mom and dad and grandparents and aunts
Praying.
and uncles praying
Yeah.
and crying.
We got kids playing and families praying,
Yes.
playing and praying.
Yes. And
That ought to be a
it's-
T-shirt.
Well, we got a $100 donation for you right from chat.
There you go.
Thank you.
and
Wow.
it's-
See you on Friday.
Thank you.
Wow.
Thank
That
you
is
very
just-
much.
Thank you.
Yes.
We
And it's-
totally appreciate anything we can get to help these kids
I
and their
mean,
families.
Yeah, that's what it's all
Wow,
about.
Man, that's fantastic. This is why we do the things that we do here.
Here's the silly part. Ever since I was a kid, and we go to McDonald's, they always had the thing there for the Ronald McDonald House.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. I never understood what they do, but the Ronald McDonald Houses, to give those guys a shout out,
Yeah.
they literally take families and say, "Look, we have a room for you," because
Yes.
a lot of the families are from way out of town,
Right.
and they do fill up fast.
Yeah.
But correct me if I'm wrong. I believe they even put meals in
Yes,
there.
they
Yes,
house
they
them
do.
and feed
They
them.
house
Yes.
them and feed them.
That is correct.
yes.
When you actually, my whole life, I was, forgive the term, ignorant to that. I
Yeah.
didn't know. I just knew it was a Ronald
Yeah,
McDonald House.
I didn't know
Yeah.
what it was.
But what they actually do is amazing.
It is phenomenal. I've been fully aware of what the capabilities of the Ronald McDonald House were for years. And it's one of those things that you said you were ignorant to it. It's this. Most of us are, with this kind of stuff, unless you know someone going through it,
Yes.
or
Yeah.
you're going through it yourself.
Yeah.
We just kind of bebop through life. If it doesn't affect me, it doesn't matter, or it doesn't exist, so to speak. Well,
Right.
guess what? All this does exist, and again, if using this platform to make awareness for people, maybe next time you go in there and grab a cheeseburger at McDonald's, throw a buck in there.
Yeah.
Oh,
you know?
absolutely.
And because it goes a long way. Take the spare change that you get. Your bill's $15. And you can spare the $5. Put the $5 in the Ronald McDonald House. It's going for a really good thing. It's helping a lot of people that don't know which way to turn,
Yes.
so to speak.
Yeah.
Does that
That's
describe?
No, that's perfect.
Because it's one of the biggest things that I have learned seeing I had a family member go through cancer, and one of the biggest things that I took from it was the fear of the unknown. We never know what's next. Is the next radiation treatment going to be the end-all cure-all? Is the next chemo treatment going to be the one that takes us over the edge that we're good? Or is it going to be the last?
Yeah, exactly.
And these are very real questions that you look at and think to yourself every day. And it is that fear of the unknown that's brutal.
How do I say this without?
Just say
It's
it.
hard. Okay.
Sometimes
No.
you just got to be real.
It's
You got to be real.
It's hard enough when it's an adult,
Yeah. I 100% agree.
but when it's a child
Yeah.
that has their whole life ahead of them,
It seems very unfair.
it's unfair, and it's really, I can tell you as a grown man, when my grandson went through this, there were nights I felt helpless.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we as I said, Barry and I've talked extensively about a lot of this stuff here, and we're going to tell you how we were pissed. You know, a lot of times we're pissed off about it. It's like these
It's just
children
not
did
fair.
not
It's
ask
not
for
fair.
this.
Yeah.
You know, they didn't ask for this, and not that anyone does ask for it.
Right.
But like you said, if you're even if you're at 40s very young, 50, 60, 70 years old, you've lived some of your life. You know what it's
Yeah.
like.
Yeah.
These young boys and girls, they don't know. It goes back to the playing and praying. They
Yeah.
have this is the life that they know.
That's all they
it.
know.
We had Leo on here, and his family was here, and him and his brother are playing cars and
Oh, yeah.
tearing it
like,
up.
like
They
nobody's business.
Yeah.
care less what we were talking about.
And I'll tell you, I'm really excited for next Saturday.
Well, we're thankful you're going to be
We're
there.
we're putting the word out. I mean, I know about 10 guys coming on
Yeah.
top of the 60. So
Great.
I think it's going to really be. I know. I talked to Gary on the way over here. He's going to put the Leo's thing back up on L&L.
Yep, I have
And we're
Nice.
flyers there for you
Nice.
as well.
Yeah, and we're gonna try to get as many guys from the field as we
Yeah.
can. This Friday I'll be at Snydersville to try to spread the word, but I talked to quite a few of the micro stock guys at Shellhammer Saturday, some of the slingshot guys.
That's
and
awesome.
The one guy was like, "Yeah, but we have a go kart." I'm like, "You don't? No, it's
Doesn't even have
doesn't
to be
matter.
a race car.
come over. I
You-
don't care if you bring
You
your
come with
pickup.
your 1983
Yeah,
Yugo.
come
Just
with your
doesn't matter.
pickup. Just
Yeah.
come.
Bring
You
something.
go.
Bring, and I even told him, I said, just bring the kids because there's so many activities.
Absolutely.
It's going to be such
Yeah.
it's a fun day for
It is.
families.
It is. I described this last week, and everybody kind of was like, "You nailed it." The when you go to Leo's Fun Fest, it's not a sad thing. It's not. It's very upbeat. It's very
Yes.
happy.
Yes.
It's like
And
a street fair.
It is a
Huge.
street fair,
Yeah.
and I tell you what, to put things into perspective, you realize that what is going on at Leo's League is way bigger than you individually. This is it's just a much bigger thing than you yourself. So, you know, it definitely humbles you.
Last year, what I saw when I saw the outpouring of support from the community and
Yes.
the not only the race cars, the show cars, just the families that came in to support just to walk around.
Yep.
It was going back to what you said. The support was overwhelming.
Yeah.
It's like it was such a positive thing
Yes.
to see. It was amazing.
Yeah. Yes, such a positive, just a positive vibe all the way around.
Yes.
I asked at the beer release party, I had asked if they knew how many people actually showed up, and they didn't have a head count. They're going to try that this year.
Yeah, they're going to give it because when they talked to us about that, there were so many people coming in from all parts of the fields.
Yeah.
There was
Yeah.
really no single or double in and out entrance way and exit. Very difficult to tell, but they actually said they were going to try to do that this year, right, Barry?
Yeah,
they're going
to try to limit to
funnel
like maybe two entrances.
two entrances, and then if you get a clicker, you can at least kind of get a little bit of an idea because there was a ton of people there.
Oh, I would
Last
say it
year.
was well over the hundreds.
Well, we
Oh,
had
there was
Mason
100
there
people
last
in
year.
line at the,
That's
at
what I'm
the
saying.
basket raffle.
Yeah.
And my favorite thing was the breakfast and the baked goods behind it.
Oh, wait till you see
Right?
the baked goods this
I
year.
was hooked.
It's no joke. It is no
No,
joke.
we had Mason there last year, and
Yes.
he had a blast.
Oh,
He's awfully chatty here. He
Oh,
said,
he's very
he
chatty.
said
Always
Pop-Up
chatty.
shaved his head for me.
yep.
Yeah.
And he said, where's Gracie?
Yeah.
I'm guessing.
Gracie is our
Gracie's our
granddaughter.
section.
that-
Oh, I
she
was going to
lives
go
with
with
us.
the dog.
They're
Yeah.
cousins, and I'll tell you what, those two are like inseparable. they just are. They go fishing together. They go racing together. They do everything together.
Nice.
That is awesome. Got some shout outs here. Stacy Kohler, thanks for tuning in. She says, keep the awareness going so we can wave the checkered flag to cancer. So we can just end it, you know?
Yep.
Terry Knowles says, hey, guys. Terry, thanks for tuning in. Appreciate you as always. And
Aunt Deb's in the house.
Aunt Deb is in the house.
Mhm. Deborah Smith.
Why do I not see that? Oh, my, see, here's the
Harry
thing.
Owen, you see Harry Owen?
I do not.
Yep, Harry Owen's in the house.
Good to see
I don't
you
know
guys.
why we see different people.
Yeah, here's
Chase Ware.
We have said this before. I do try to keep up with the chat here. Bear is literally sitting right next to me. My chat is different than his, and this happens more frequently than not. That some people will show up in chat. We usually try to get back and look at the show afterwards just to see what we can improve on. And I'll go, oh my God, I didn't see this person in chat.
The next day.
Yeah, we don't see it. So we apologize for
Tyra
not
Sheldon
seeing it.
house.
No, we're done.
You need your
That's
tech
just
guy
packing.
back.
We do need
We
the
do,
tech guy back.
for sure.
Yeah, we need to
Shout
buy
out
us
to
back.
Earl. Earl's got the flu.
Oh no!
Yeah, Earl's laid up.
Shout out to Zach Beeler. I saw Zach Saturday night.
He's not bragging.
Well, no, he's not bragging that he saw me, but he
Right.
wasn't bragging about his night. I said hi to him, and Zach's a good friend of the show and a friend of us, and I seen him at the end of the night, and I said, "Not the greatest of nights for you." And as he walked by, and he said, "I should have stayed home." It was one of those nights.
I've been to
but-
those races already.
Yes.
Yeah.
So look, Tara says hi with the
Hi.
little wave. Hi, Tara.
So you know what's cool about this whole thing with Mike racing and the cancer car?
What's cool?
He parked it in Victory Lane Saturday.
Congratulations on the win.
Thank
Yep.
you.
Fantastic.
First win ever, correct?
No.
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 First win of 2024, correct?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, there we go. That's a
Dodge that
it's a
bullet.
it's a first win of something.
First win from Saturday,
Eh,
right?
Everyone's a good one. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
It makes the nights you should have stayed home all the better.
Correct. But that car looks super nice in Victory Lane, especially except for the bottom right corner of Victory Lane where there's a big A on the sign.
That's me.
That's
That's
him.
the guy.
He did it.
I'm
He
the
designed
guy.
it.
Yeah, that's me. Yeah, we love to see people parking their Victory Lane right there at Shelley's. That's cool.
Mm-hmm.
What do we got here?
A lot of PCFL.
Shout out to his pit crew, me and Jake. LOL.
So, yeah. Yeah.
Holly
my-
and Jake, Mason's
my-
mom and dad.
we have a really good crew. Even my friend Shawnee's like a brother. So I tell everyone our crew's family.
That is awesome.
And they know they're right there, and
See Steve. Do
we
you
have
see
a lot of
Steve Mesco's
support.
chat here?
PCFLV is
Okay, so you see that.
is
So
amazing.
I met
They're-
that fella at Mahoning on Saturday, and his 13-year-old daughter has thyroid cancer.
oh,
And
Shout out to you,
that's
Steve.
all I'm hearing about lately is childhood cancer.
Yeah, we really gotta
Gosh.
stop this. Yeah, we gotta stop this.
yeah. It's.
I don't
more-
know if it's because we're bringing light to the subject, or if it's just.
I have a theory.
Please tell.
I will. I have a theory, and if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But it's my theory, so I'm allowed to say what I want. And this is my show and our show, and we
now
say what
it's
we
our
want to say.
show.
Yeah. I think that food manufacturers are poisoning us on the daily. Everything is filled with preservatives. I don't care what you eat, what you drink. I don't know why they're doing it. Yeah. If you think I'm lying, just get yourself some food at the supermarket and look at the ingredients list.
And tell me you understand.
Yeah, half the shit you cannot pronounce, and some of the shit you can pronounce is not good for you. So what are we to do? And unless we are growing our own fruits and vegetables by our house, and not everybody can do that. There's pesticides. There's all kind of crap going on. Stacy Kohler says, totally agree, Joe. Thank you very much, Stacy. I appreciate your backing me on this. But I remember as a child growing up, and I'm a pretty old dude here, and, I would hear every now and again, Mr. So-and-so got cancer, or Mrs. So-and-so got cancer. They were older.
80.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
And it usually didn't end well. They usually see them, you see them deteriorate. They get skinny.
Yep.
And next thing you know, like Mr. So-and-so passed or Mrs. So-and-so passed, and you're like, that's really sad. That's terrible. But like you said, Bear, they're 80, and you go, well,
It's true.
they had a good run.
It's really true.
Think about it. Now there's kids virtually being
born
born
with
with cancer.
Yeah.
And it's we're not doing something right. I don't have the definitive answer for this, and I don't claim to, but we are not as a race, we are not doing something right, and we really need to rethink about how we do some things. And or otherwise the human race is going to be in dire straits.
Yeah.
So that was my rant.
Well, you hit the nail on the head. It's the same thing. Growing up, the neighbor up the street who's 90, oh, man,
Yeah.
this guy's learned he has cancer. You
Yeah.
never heard about a 30-year-old guy.
No.
40-year-old guy.
No.
It's something's different.
No.
Sure.
Something is very different.
And
it's
something we talked about the other day, the Amish community.
They don't get nowhere near as sick as what we do.
No.
They're growing their own food.
Correct.
They don't have autism.
They know what they're
It's
taking.
to the point now where, and this is a totally different deal, and I'm not going to go off on this tangent, but like 1 in 6 kids is autistic.
Yes.
We are dropping a ball on something here, man. Something's just not right. I say, they always say put your trust into science and the medical professions. I remember back to the days when medical professionals thought it was the right idea to cut the frontal lobe off your head if somebody was mentally ill and like virtually scoop part of your brain out like an ice cream scooper. They thought that was a great idea back then.
Is that where you got that scar?
Yes, we are, and it didn't work. So when 100 years from now, they're going to look back and go, "What? They did chemotherapy? They did radiation?
Yeah.
What were they thinking?"
You're
so, medical advancements are here. I think orthopedic-wise, I think we're good. We can replace hips, knees, shoulders, elbows. I think we're pretty good there. We're good with torn ligaments and things like that. But as far as soft tissue deals, I think we are eons behind. I don't care what anybody says. They think there's great advances, but I think there's a lot of room for improvement. And again, I'm not a doctor, so if you're a doctor and you're in the house and I'm pissing you off, again, it's my opinion.
I don't see any chiming in here.
Nah, I don't see that. Yeah, but that was my take on it.
Yep.
So, again, what you guys are doing is so it's heartfelt.
Noble.
It's very noble. It's we go through this stuff here, Bear, and we just we get so humbled over this stuff. It's just kind of unbelievable.
It's just down to earth. It's
It
the
is.
right thing to do.
It's humans being the best humans that they can possibly be.
And how often do you hear about that anymore?
Which we're kind of, and I say this all the time, we're living in a shit show right now because humans are not as good as what they can be, and we all need to be better and get better.
And I'm sure the person that whoever says, "Hey, your tab's been taken care of," whether it's a dinner or a room,
Yes.
I'm sure they're very appreciative. You know?
Yeah, because every little bit, when you're put yourself into a situation, you have a child that is going through a cancer deal, and your child, you want the best care for this child that you can possibly have, and you have to decide whether you and your wife or you and your husband and your other sibling go to the hotel so they can be with the child for the next day or two, or buy groceries.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And that's real.
Plus, you probably have to leave your job.
Yeah, you need time off.
Yeah.
Somebody's
gotta
the
be
car
with the kid.
payment. The car payment doesn't go away. The mortgage doesn't go away. The homeowner's insurance, the auto insurance doesn't go away. The electric bill doesn't go away.
Yeah.
So you have to make a decision. I can't cure little Johnny or Susie, and bring them back home because we might not have a home. So you want to talk about being put into a quandary.
It's the worst variable ever.
Yeah, if you think you're having a shitty day
Right.
because your paperwork didn't go right or the copier got jammed or, I don't know, you're
Somebody gave you too much cream in your coffee.
yeah, that happens.
That'll do it.
Just
right.
yeah. Just think about what some of these people are going through and put things in perspective because
and unfortunately, that is the harsh reality. So a lot of those families are facing.
yeah, it's one or the other. It's you got to make a choice, and it's tough. And that's why we say, that's why we said to you earlier, don't hold back. We want sometimes
just
the
throw it
truth
out
stings a little bit,
Yeah.
but it might jog somebody enough to go, holy shit, I never thought of it that way.
Oh, yeah.
Just like you said when you learned about the Ronald McDonald House.
Yeah.
I didn't know. Now when you look at that thing, it means something to
Yeah.
you.
It
Yes.
truly does.
And
yes.
and now
Yes.
maybe when somebody thinks like somebody put too much cream in my coffee, how dare you? And you know what? Just stop for a second and go, you know what? Shit could be way, way worse.
Right.
So this is just, again, it's all a matter of perspective, and that's where we're at.
That's true.
We all got to do better, even you, Barry.
It's hard for me to do better than this. Let's see what Steve says. From experience, every time you have a chance to throw change in the Ronald McDonald House bin, do it. They're so amazing. When Sarah Beth is down at CHOP and is able to stay there, it's an amazing relief. They are such amazing charity.
That is awesome.
That's awesome, man. Thanks for chiming in.
They really are. I mean, it's and a lot of people, like I said, honestly, before our family went through it, until you actually know about it, you don't know about it.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah, it's tough. Holly says, I know a family that made CHOP their home because they chose to stay with their child and then go to work. I was the same way. Boy, there's how you're like living out of a hospital.
Yeah.
Ugh. That's
Well, and this too. The hospital's only this big. I'm sure there's this many people that need it.
yeah.
Oh, yes.
You know, so
Yeah, the supply is way less than the demand. So
right.
and that's really
So
tough.
how do they choose?
Yeah.
Who gets to go there?
Who gets the lottery? Who wins the lottery?
Here's another, just the little things. Just
I could go all night with this.
Oh,
This
I
is
know.
just
No,
spawning
yeah.
things in my head.
Yeah.
just to go down to some of the hospitals in Philadelphia.
Yeah.
It's, I believe they're charging a park now per day.
I was gonna mention
Yeah,
that
they
earlier.
charge parking.
So,
They
So
did.
that's probably $30
But
a day.
well, the thing is though, is if you are the parent of the child, I believe, if I'm correct, I don't know if they changed it now since Mason's been down there almost 5 years ago. But yeah, they did. But they give you like a voucher or whatever
Yeah,
for
right.
parking to
that's
help
cool.
with parking for
Sure,
the parents.
For the parent.
yeah.
Yes.
Not mom, dad, brother, sister,
right.
uncle, aunt, nephew. Yeah.
A lot of the grandparents want to come, so now with
Sure.
the fuel costs and what have you to get there, now you have a $30. I'm using that. I don't know what it actually is,
Yeah.
but whatever per day to park.
Oh,
Any kind of parking in the city is
Yes.
my
Yeah.
wife
absorbent.
and I were in
It's crazy.
Baltimore 3 weeks ago. It was $36 for the
Yeah.
day.
Yeah, any sporting
Mm-hmm.
event in
Philly or
in
whatever.
Philly is anywhere from $30 to sometimes $60 to park, depending on the venue and what's going on.
So when you have families facing, okay, do I go and be with my child,
Yeah,
or do I go to work? Because if I don't go to work, I have the light bill, I have the car payment, I have
Wow.
what have you.
yeah,
Yep.
One thing good about getting this out there that I can tell you from my perspective is when you get to talk to people that have gone through it or are going through it, and it helps them open up.
yeah.
They know there's people out there that you can have lived it, you can talk to.
Yeah.
A lot of times that helps.
Just the communication,
Yes.
just to know you're sharing the same.
Yes, and okay.
the sympathetic
Yes.
deal together.
Yes, what you're going through, if you need someone to, sometimes talking to family is great, but sometimes just talking outside the family,
Yeah,
because you can feel, this sounds weird, but sometimes you say things outside that you're afraid to say in
Correct.
the family,
Oh, yeah.
and it helps
I
to get that
totally
out.
get that. I totally understand that.
Steve Mesco said CHOP parking is $6 a day for parents, and Ronald McDonald House will cover that if you're on their list.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Steve, if you have any information on how, because Barry asked a great question, how does Ronald McDonald choose who? How do you get on that elite list? Because I'm sure that the list is like
There
you
used
said,
to be a
just
sign up.
It's just a list, and you try. I think if I'm not mistaken, if you're already in the hospital and stuff, there's like a cutoff time that you have to try to get on that list.
Sign
so
up.
yeah, so you can sign up for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I just wanted to put out there, like, I know, like, when Holly had Mason and stuff, and we knew all this stuff was going on, I'm going to be doing a basket social, to help with donating to CHOP. probably I would say beginning of the fall.
Okay.
When we found out about Mason and stuff, and Holly needed help. At that time, she didn't have a car, and this and that. So I put together a basket social at our church. Well, it went like nothing. We had over 400 baskets.
Oof.
We had food. My whole entire family, his family helped. Our friends of us, everybody helped. We made just shy of $6,000 that day.
Wow. God bless you.
So I said to him, you know what? We can do this again.
Yeah.
So all that money will go to CHOP when it's time to have that basket social.
That is
Let us
awesome.
know. We'll blow it up for you.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, absolutely.
Man,
Absolutely.
wow.
Yeah, because like I said, it's I know, and I don't usually I'm the guy joking around and having a good time.
Yeah.
But, and it's hard to sit here and say this, but there were many times I would sit at home and they'd be like, because my grandkids all call me Pop. You
Yeah.
know, I became a young man as I got older. You know? And they'd be like, what's wrong? And I'd be like, nothing. But in the back of your head,
Everything's wrong.
Yeah.
yes.
You don't have all day to listen.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. It's. I guess in that situation, you put on the happy face
Yes.
for the outsiders.
Yep.
And family members even too. You know, even though inside it's a hurricane and a whirlwind of emotions and
Yep.
feelings going through your head. And you know, here's a different aspect. I mean, honestly, how do you stay sane? How do you keep yourself in order? How do you keep yourself in check when it feels like the world that you know is crashing around you?
Well, I think that was actually harder for Holly, honestly, because I saw her and what she went through.
Yeah.
I think the hardest part for me as a father was trying to stay strong and support her because
You needed to be the rock.
The rock.
yes,
Yeah.
she
makes
was
sense.
answering all the questions at the hospital. She was making all the decisions.
Yeah.
She was, and it's overwhelming. And when the doctors would come in, I used to tell her, Holly, you have to tell them to talk in layman's terms.
Absolutely. Yeah.
You need, if you don't understand, you need to tell them, I don't understand. Because when they start using even I still can't pronounce it. The
neurologist.
the cancer.
Oh, the
Neuroblastoma.
yes.
Thank you.
Yeah.
When they start talking and they're so quick, to them it's second nature. It's what they do.
Yep.
Yes.
But when you're sitting there, it's like, huh?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, stuff's just flying over your head.
Yeah.
And then you get so fixated on, oh my God, I didn't get that. What does that even mean? That two more sentences get said and you totally miss what's going on there.
And then they say, do you understand? Sure.
Yeah. I got you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they leave and it's like, what happened?
But
Yeah.
but that's one thing though. Like somebody always went to CHOP with Holly when after everything was all done. We always went. I went. He went.
Yeah,
whoever.
I think it's always good to have a backup set of ears.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whenever you're going through, honestly, any kind of issues with doctors. Yeah, see, Raceway Fire and Safety, build your support system and learn from every chance you get. Lean on them every chance you get. Yeah, that's very important there too. I totally agree with that.
Yeah.
Totally agree. Yeah, because at that point, you're only as good as the people you're surrounding yourself with, and if everybody, like
if
you
they're
said,
a
as far
mess.
as if somebody needs to be the pillar.
Yeah.
Somebody needs to stand strong, no matter how much it hurts, no matter how much it stings, because the people that are falling apart are looking they need to look for someone to be strong.
And that's why I said earlier, sometimes it helps to talk to an outsider.
Yeah,
Because the family's so involved with it.
yeah, you're so inundated and so deep with everything.
Yes. You almost get to the point, well, I want to say this, but they're already upset.
Yes.
Yeah.
If you have outside support,
You just
you
spew
can
what you
let it out,
Yeah,
and you
exactly.
can you can kind of get refreshed, I guess would be
Yeah.
the word,
Mhm.
and it helps.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense to me. Perfect sense. I'm just blown away by this whole thing here. I just this
is why I said we need to have a show Tuesday night.
Yeah. Yeah, this kind of got shotgunned.
It was kind of quick.
It was quick, but totally worth it.
I wanted to get you guys on here definitely before Leo's League, and just to tell your story.
Yeah, your story is awesome. Again, we're so happy that Leo's League spawned this whole connection here that we have with you guys.
Yeah, when I saw it last year, I reached out to
He
to
reached
Bear.
out to me through Messenger and said,
Yeah.
"Hey, can we come to this?" And I was like, "Sure."
Heck yeah.
And then we got to talking and meeting and learning.
I remember you told me this when you met him.
Yeah,
it's like, this
it
guy
blew me away.
This guy has like a micro stock that he's got a hell of a story. So you got to find out what's happening here. Yeah. And we learned of your story and what you were doing and everything, and the plight that you and your family have been going through.
People need to hear the story.
They do. And
because you guys are heroes.
Yeah, it's the truth.
Well, Mason's the hero.
Well, you know what? So are you.
Mason's the hero.
Don't sell yourself short,
right.
because
what you're doing is awesome.
Yeah, he is definitely the hero. Mason, you the man. And but your flapes, your capes are flapping as well. So seriously, it takes an absorbent amount of strength to keep doing what you're doing, to keep chugging along. And the other thing is, you're making a difference.
Yes.
And it's you're not just rolling with the punches as far as what's going on with your grandchild. You have made a conscious effort to make a difference, and we commend you for that. And it's just you know what, you guys are awesome, man. Seriously. So with that being said, so you're going to be doing your fundraiser deal probably in the fall, correct?
Yes.
If anybody else that is watching, tuning in, listening, that has any inkling of that we had a $100 donation. We're not asking for a $100 donation. Somebody in chat offered a $100 donation to this wonderful family here. These guys will be at Leo's League. You can stop by if you want to. If it's $1, if it's $5, $10, whatever, they're going to take that money and it's all going to go to help to chop, to help with all this stuff here. It's just absolutely awesome stuff that you're doing. Keep plugging away. Very much looking forward to the message that you send us that Mason has rung the bell.
Definitely.
And that is all done, and you're going to continue your plight with other families because you've been there. But Mason's going to be ringing the bell, and that's going to be a glorious day for you guys.
Oh, it will be.
It's going to be awesome. It has been such a pleasure to have you guys on here.
Oh,
Thank
you for having us.
Nice to meet you in person. Sorry about the pre-show antics that go on here.
He does it every week.
That's fun.
It's
that was the best.
you gotta if people could
you
see
should
what
have been
happened.
here last week.
No, last week was not good.
Let me read this quick from Mr. Mesco.
Oh, okay, sure. Take your time.
Sarah Beth was our strength.
Oh man,
She only missed 2 weeks of racing last year with 5 surgeries and countless appointments. She was in a car a week after a 12-hour surgery, removing her thyroid and 200 lymph nodes.
holy smokes!
She kept us going and motivated through not just her, but her mom's cancer battle as well. Kids are amazing.
Wow, what a story, Steve. Thank you so much for sharing that. That's
Good luck topping this, Alex.
Yeah. This has just been chat. You've been wonderful tonight. We appreciate the
thank you
stories
all.
and the interaction. We usually have a very lighthearted show, and we like to joke and carry on. And I'm a firm believer that laughter makes this world go around. Because with everything going on, especially with things like this, if you don't laugh at some point, you're just going to cry all the time. So this is a very serious topic for us. This means a lot for us. This goes with Lowdown Entertainment's outreach program with the community, and we're just happy and honored that you guys were here. And in all seriousness, I mean, you act like we're doing you a favor. You did us a favor.
For sure.
You really did. So with that being said, we're gonna say thank you. We appreciate you coming on. What we're gonna do here, guys, we're going to take a few minutes to take a break. We're going to get Alex Greenzweig on. He's got some things he wants to talk to us about.
And Jake Kibler's in the house.
Who's in the house?
Jake Kibler.
Oh,
He said, hi, guys.
Jake. So yeah, we'll again we'll still
We'll
be
be back
live
in a minute.
We'll still be live, but we're going to be muted, and we'll do a little switch out here, and we'll come right back with some more Lowdown Entertainment. And welcome back. We are still live.
I got injured while I was out.
What do you
I'll
do?
be
You're a
okay.
mess.
You can dress them up, but you can't take them anywhere.
Can't take them anywhere. That's the truth.
Oh, look, Alex is here.
Alex, welcome to the show.
What's going on, boys? How are you?
Welcome back.
There's a lot going on. What do you think of that interview right there?
They are a class act of a family. I mean,
Yeah,
having
absolutely.
known them for a couple of years now, they came to us and ran at Snydersville with the microstock, and now, what they're doing. When I first saw that car, I was blown away as well. When they first put that together,
That's pretty cool.
Really, really, great family and the whole story of it. And I mean, actually, some of the comments here tonight, and I was just telling you, Raceway Fire and Safety is our 2 EMTs. Their son, I think it is 10 years ago, had cancer as well.
Yeah.
At the same time, while they were EMTing at our Snydersville and at Orville, they were running their jobs as well as going down the chop and with their son Blaze, who now works with us at Snydersville.
That's amazing. It's amazing what family members that are going through this, how much intestinal fortitude they have to continue on, because it's very easy to just kind of like lay down and roll over and just like whatever happens. But Jake must be a buddy of yours because he says,
for you, Jake. We'll just shut him right off.
Yeah. Jake says,
like,
don't,
I'll just go over.
don't turn out the crib with his headset on.
You know what, Jake? I'll get you back. Don't worry. Jake the Snake Kibler out of Mahoning. Good guy. Known him for many years.
Big fan of the pink LDE beanie, he is.
Really?
Yep.
He got his on Saturday.
The pink beanies were very, very popular. Matter of fact, I just
see that.
I purchased one for Denise Barlett. So hopefully I'm going to see her tomorrow night. So Denise, if you're listening and or watching, you have a purple beanie coming. Pink.
Where'd you
beanie.
get that at?
I'm looking at this pen. It's like this mesmerized by
Have
the
you seen
disco
Joe's
ball
pen? Let me show him.
No. Here, look at it from here, because I don't trust him, because he won't give it back to me.
I have my own pen. You stole my paper.
Oops.
I did, and this is actually your pen too. I jacked that as well.
Good job.
So, yeah, I'm equal opportunity with him. I steal his Twizzlers, I pee in his pool, and I take his pen.
Fair.
It's what I do. So what do you have going on? What brings you to Lowdown Entrapment this evening?
Sorry about that. Wanted to talk because we had some breaking news out of Snydersville. Not only week 1, but
win
number 1 to a third generation racing family, I believe.
BP3. This is kind of huge news. For those of you who do not understand what a BP3 is, that is Billy Pouch the third. And he has been partaking in competing at your facility.
Yep.
And he parked her.
He parked her right on the front stretch Friday night.
Awesome.
Billy came to us last year and was like, I want to get my son involved. Obviously didn't want to take the quarter midget route. No offense.
Right.
And that's his, choice in it.
Right.
But he was like, yeah, I want to get my son involved. Would you let him run up here? And I'm like, absolutely.
That is so cool.
And we watched him progress through the year.
And let me interrupt. When you say run up here, where are we running at?
Snydersville.
That's right. Okay.
Yep, Snydersville. Now, some people know, or most people know, we have 2 tracks that we run: Snydersville and obviously Orville. So literally, we're busy all the time. But yes, he's like, I want to run him up at Snydersville. Watch him progress. And Friday night started 5th in his heat out of 7 juniors slingshots. And there was very good competitors. You had McNichol, part of the, I'll call it the housework team. It looks like the 72.
The 72, yes.
Yep, the 72. Yeah. You have him. You have the Stracco clan, or the whole Gene Schneider clan.
Okay.
You have him there with the Balfour Property Management cars.
Mm-hmm.
You had a lot of good drivers. Started 5th and just sliced and diced his way up to the front in a 10-lap heat. Went from 5th to 1st, and then just took off in the feature and never looked back.
What strikes me is you just witnessed history, because you know that this young man is going to be around for a while, and it's a racing family. What are you going to do? They're going to be stacking wins.
That won't be his last victory.
No,
it was his first.
And I expect a good battle this year. On the nights that Billy can, little BP3 can come up there and race. When he's not, I know he's probably going to be running other tracks too.
Yeah.
But this is his first against a pretty tough field of drivers.
Yeah. Now, how does this affect Dad's racing schedule?
Actually, Dad was not in participation or was not present Friday night.
Is this Mom's deal?
It was Mom and
Grandpa.
Yep.
Oh, so the
kid was in the house.
that is freaking
cool.
awesome. Yeah. How amazing would it feel when?
Hey, guess what? Your kid won.
Yeah. yeah. When your crew chief is Billy Pouch.
Exactly.
That's not bad. Oh, I have to give a shout out here. This is coming through on Jen Lillick's account, but it's Holler Bear and J.A. and Alex. This is Tobias under Mother's account. So, Tobias, thanks for tuning in, brother. We at the top of the show, if you didn't see it, buddy, we gave you a huge birthday shout-out. And we're just we're so happy you are a tech guy, and we love that you're tuning in. And your father was tuned in earlier as well. So love having you guys on board. You're a freaking rock star, T. You're an absolute rock star. So we appreciate you, buddy.
I have to say that I think Billy the Third's first race was the race we sponsored last year for the Borgers.
No, it was not.
No?
He had been starting to run a little bit earlier on in that season.
You know what? You have been the minister of misinformation again.
I'm going to stop talking.
Yeah, I mean, he started close to that time, probably about a month before.
That night, that was it.
Yeah. But that night, he more and more.
Well, that was the first time I saw him run. Does that count?
I guess so.
Just because it was
That's
all
what
about
I meant.
you. Yeah. Yes. Kathy Green in the house. Hello.
And Holly Henderson has a question for
I
Alex.
was trimming
What's up,
the
Holly? Go
lawn
ahead.
and missed the first part. So, Kathy, it doesn't matter. As long as you're here now, we appreciate you. And Holly, please reach out and let us know what your question is. And that goes for anybody else. If anybody has any questions for myself, Bear, or Alex.
And Holly is Mason's mom.
Yes, that is correct.
Correct.
In case you weren't paying attention.
Please reach out. BP3 is my little buddy.
That's my score, Carrie Sue.
Carrie Sue. Oh,
yep,
so,
Carrie.
So you have Snydersville is nothing but a big, huge. I'm getting this.
Huge.
I've never been there. I've never been to the facility, but obviously this is a big, huge family with you guys that are all not related, but it is family anyway.
Both of our tracks are that way.
Yes.
When we took over Snydersville back in 2012, it was a bit of it. It was down on counts. There was a lot of fighting, a lot of cliques. One of my goals had, between me and my dad, and it's not just me promoting the track. My dad is behind it. He's the one that's doing the prep along with Ed.
Okay.
Ed Stout, and our entire team that's behind the whole night. Matt, Kenny, Dave, Todd, Ed, the EMTs. It is we're very glued mesh together. And we work hard to provide a fun night for people to come and race. But on top of it, make it a family.
Yes.
Grow together, be a family, be there when things happen to each other. And from there, and we've done it at both tracks, like I said, with the EMTs, we've literally, our EMTs, when their kid was going through it, we were helping them out the best they can, and working with them the best we could while they're making us and keeping us safe if we get in an accident while we're racing. So, but our tracks have become a really big, huge family. And I can say, for the first time in over a decade of promoting Snydersville, last year was the first year we had no fights.
Nice.
No fights. I can at
well,
least.
Then you're not doing it right.
Yeah.
I don't care, but you know what? We've really
That's
grown.
awesome.
We've grown it into a big family, and it's not only spread with Snydersville and Orville. It's even with Shelley's, with Dave and Brenda. I have such an excellent relationship with them that
Great people.
I work for them with Motorama, every year.
Yep.
So there's nothing that prevents us between the three of us to communicate. The three tracks to communicate. Even Randy and Denise at Hamlin, even though we don't run karts, we run slingshots, we run stage ones, we run similar. Keeping that open line of communication between us has been a huge thing, and being a well-blended family between all three of us, and it's really grown.
That is awesome. I do have the question in here, but before I get to that question from Holly, I need to ask you this. Are you any relation to Barry?
Yes, that's my dad.
That is your father. Okay. Here's what I know about your father. Your father was very instrumental in getting a certain Northeast modified driver up and running many, many years ago.
Not one, two.
Both of them. And for those of you who don't know, Jeffrey Strunk and Glenn.
Not
Glenn.
No.
Oh, Doug. Was it?
It was actually Jeff Strunk and Zane Ziner.
Oh, okay. I thought. I thought.
There's a lot
Glenn
of
was
history.
involved. There's a lot. It goes way back because I remember lettering go karts for Jeff with your father's name on there.
Yeah.
And I mean, this is going back to
80s,
early to mid 80s.
Yes.
Yeah.
So what
Back
people
when the
don't
original Etch-a-Sketch came out.
Yes, I got that. Yeah, I had a pen.
But what people don't realize is my dad took Jeff under his wing
Big time.
took him racing Orville
Do you
WK.
see the shirt he's wearing?
Jeff,
Gee, I do.
and took him racing Orville nationally with the World Karting Association back in the day.
They were doing some major league stuff.
And Glenn came along too
Yes.
later on and raced as well.
Mm-hmm.
and then obviously a little bit later, Zane came along. There was actually kind of an interesting year. There was a few, obviously Dougie Manmiller, and
Yes.
a lot of what people don't realize, a lot of the Grandview racers that race today started at Orville
That's
or
right.
Shellhammer
Shellhammers.
or Herbines.
Herbines. There's
I
a
haven't heard that in a
throwback.
while.
Wow.
Herbines.
Wow.
You're talking a lot of those tracks that got. That's where a lot of big racers started, and my dad was instrumental in a lot. Yes, a lot of them. Like you said, Dougie Manmiller, the handler.
Yeah.
Good. We have an excellent relationship with them, but Jeff, my dad, taught him how to race, and he went on the big stuff. Same with Zane Ziner.
He's pretty talented.
Yeah.
Zane almost
champion.
won Saturday night at Mahoney.
Yes, he did. I actually was there for a little bit. They needed my transponders just in case they happened to. They're like, "Hey, can we borrow?" Yeah, no problem. I was talking with Zane. I think he has some second generation excellent talent coming up,
Yeah,
or third.
for
I should
sure.
say third,
Third
really.
gen.
Third gen with Gunner. So.
Yep.
Okay. Here's the question from Holly.
Mm-hmm.
If they win in the juice box division, do they get to go to victory lane with the flag asking for Mason? Of course.
Absolutely.
There you have it. There's your answer, Holly.
We love to have the kids. The kids love the victory lane that we have. We stop them on the front stretch, take their picture with the Sunoco flag. We actually have a Kelly Racing Fuels flag. We're gonna be swapping in and out with the Sunoco flag.
That is so cool.
But yeah, definitely interesting. But yeah, there's a lot of history that goes on. But hey, we had our opening weekend. Not only just us, Shellhammers, Orville. We all finally got to
one.
open
Finally.
the gates. Like
Finally.
I can attest. The weather has sucked.
Yes,
we
it has.
we battled it Friday night. I mean, people were like, "How the heck are you running?" The
On
Big
the
Diamond
edge.
rained out. There was a lot of tracks that rained out, and we were able to
Yep.
get her done.
That's true. Good for you.
So not only do you have one track to worry about making that horrible call because you're never
that
right,
decision.
but
Oh,
you have
God.
two in a weekend.
Yeah,
Two
that's
in a weekend.
Glutton for punishment right there because you never win.
You know what? I do a lot of research into the weather. I don't. No offense to the people that send me, "Oh, this is what my app says."
Yeah.
I don't look at the app. I look at the models, everything. I actually kind of do what a meteorologist does, and I try and make it the best decision for our racers to go and race.
Alex.
Richie Smith told me this one time. I said, "Oh man, it's raining at my house." He goes, "Well, it's a good thing the track's not there."
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
That's a good
exactly.
point.
Okay, I'll see you at the shop in a minute.
Or is he at Borgers back in the day when you got there? It's not raining at Borgers, but no, yeah, we get 2 weekends. But even racing's growing in the area. And that's something even to discuss. We had 88 entries. Brenda and Dave had 140, 50 entries.
Wow.
65 at Orville. There's a lot of talent coming up through. A lot of
turnout.
kids coming up through too.
Have you ever been to Orville?
No.
It's really cool asphalt.
Isn't that the guy that makes the popcorn?
Redenbacher, yes.
Yes.
It's a really cool oval/road course for go-karts.
What a whole.
Do I need to actually tell him about road course racing? Has he ever heard of this?
I'm familiar with road course racing, but how can you have an oval road course?
Do you want the pen and paper?
If you
So
want me
it's
to
an
draw it.
oval. It's an oval. And
He
make
can
sure I
see-
get my paper back. Use your pen
Wow.
because you're going to jack my pen.
Watch, he'll draw the track.
Hey, look,
It's
Red
really
Robins.
cool.
Yum.
Yum. Oh, while you're doing that, Daniel Moore says, "Hey, Alex and Bear. Apparently, I'm not here."
Oh.
Thanks,
So,
Dan.
hi,
Thanks for
Dan.
recognizing
Yeah,
that.
No, it's all good, Dan. It's all
Miss
good.
you,
I'm
buddy.
just busted. It's all just
Hang on.
busted.
I'm gonna do my.
Snydersville and Orville are both great tracks, and an even better family. That's a wonderful endorsement.
That's the best drawing I could
That
do
is
of it. It's the best I could do. It's
He
like-
doesn't have an etch a sketch.
Wow.
Wow.
That's the oval. So look, this is the road course part.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah.
Yep.
And then for I'll say the smaller classes, you can correct me if I'm wrong, they just do that part.
Okay.
Pretty slick.
So it's a Willie Hector Gector Circle oval inflector with a
Down
right
there.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. What's going on here, bud?
That is
Not
Bear's
much.
creation. So
Yeah.
That's the roval.
that's Bear literally drew a penis on my
Yep.
paper. So
I think
that's tells you what maturity level he is on.
yeah.
So I'm going to save that for later because I thought it was funny.
There you go. But yes, it is a road course. Road course has actually been there. Actually, what people don't realize either.
I can't wait to hear this answer.
Orville started as a dirt oval.
Really?
1950s was dirt oval, was then paved, but they ran it backwards. They ran it clockwise.
The little oval that's there?
The
Or it
little
was bigger?
oval, the 6 Mile oval, the original
Wow.
oval was dirt back in the day. Somebody brought a few years ago an old vintage cart that had diggers on it, and we're like, well, they didn't run. And he's like, yes, they did. It was one of the first
Wow.
carts that won there in 1957. So the track's been around since then.
Damn.
Transformed into asphalt. Went defunct for a few years. My dad picked it up with 2 other guys. It is a club. It's not owned by my dad.
Yeah.
It is under incorporation, and he rebuilt, repaved, rebuilt, and built up the club track and club to what it is into its current configuration.
That's amazing.
And the oval didn't get reintroduced until 2012 with the help of Roger Snyder, or Snyder Enterprises, and a few others that helped come up with the idea and the funding for it.
And they haul ass there.
Well, I remember Jeff Strunk, telling me back in the day, he's like, we're flying and my ass is literally 3/4 of an inch above the ground, and we're just totally flying. So it's mad respect for the go-karters, man. It's just amazing stuff.
And that was, 30 years ago? Probably.
Yeah.
40.
40 years ago?
Yeah,
When
it was
I was
40 years ago.
When I was there last year, they had these old, what are they, retro vintage
What,
carts?
the rear engine vintage cart? Oh, that we put
Which are on tires that are this wide,
about this
They
big.
look like 10-speed
they're-
tires.
hard as rocks, and they're flying. I couldn't imagine racing like that.
Yeah.
Unreal.
Yeah.
You mentioned something about the old Orville track, and then it kind of spawned an idea in my head here that I have a question that I don't know if either one of you fellers or any of the fellers or fellerettes in the chat can answer to. Why do we run counterclockwise? Why?
I don't know.
Who was the first feller that said we need to go this way around the track and not the other way?
They
don't know.
probably flushed the toilet, and then they saw the water.
What if they were in South America?
Well, it started here.
It could have started in South America.
I have no idea.
Well, they go the other
So
way
if
down there,
anybody
don't they?
knows that answer to that question, I would be intrigued to know. Maybe there is not a definitive answer to that question. Maybe it's just one is, hey, I think we ought to go this way and bang
Yeah.
a left and then go.
Make up an answer.
Yeah, and then,
Yeah.
well, I'm trying to. And then we'll bang another left, and then we'll just come right back to where we started from.
But yeah.
Is there
Nicole says track was great on Friday. Nice job, Alex and team. So a little shout out for you right there.
Thanks, Nicole.
Raceway Fire and Safety says going to be cold. Going to be
Get
cold
over
on
it.
Friday. Oh man, no sympathy.
Listen. There is a point where we say, "All right, it's too cold to go racing." But Friday night it was
Well.
cold. It was cold, but the track. I mean, the racing was excellent. I mean, we
The
had,
racing heats you up.
oh yeah, the
There you
racing
go.
heats. It was cold Sunday too. It was windy. I was freezing. I was between the tower and trying to run my cart and back and forth all
Yeah.
day. It was insane.
John says a left-handed person had a lot of land and money, so that's why. That's
Well,
why.
there you have it.
All right.
That's the answer right
There
there.
we go. Okay.
So, what was I going to say?
I don't
lost
know.
it.
I don't
Dang.
I don't know.
know.
It's starting to smell in here.
He's a real wise ass. I like him.
Yeah, he's
I'm
one
surrounded
of us.
by him.
Yeah.
We'd have a good time.
I was gonna say. Yeah, I'll get back
That
to you.
makes a great interviewer. It's
Oh,
good to chat with
I
you,
know.
but I forget what I was going to say.
Shut up. Mason laid the gauntlet down here. He said, "I will see you in victory lane."
Oh boy.
Whoa. What?
So if you're
we
going
had
to
eight, we had 8 of them.
if
I
you're
don't
going to
know.
Snydersville to run a juice box car, expect to run second.
Yeah, we had 8 of them Friday night. 8 juice boxes.
That's pretty awesome.
Okay, while I have you here, and for those that have no idea what a juice box is, please elaborate on a juice box.
So a juice box is a Radio Flyer go-kart. It's made by Radio Flyer. It's battery powered. I think it's like 12 volt or something. I forget what the voltage is on the battery, but it only goes about 8 miles an hour. There's 3 speeds on reverse and 3 speeds. Yes,
Has reverse too.
it has reverse.
How
Three
friggin'
speeds.
How
And
freaking
3
epic
speeds.
is that?
Yeah, 2.5, 5, and 8 miles an hour. So they go up to 8 miles an hour, and it's just this little radio flyer cart, plastic wheels, change the number on it. There's some that even come up with some neat little body styles. And you go put the little kids on, put a bicycle helmet, and let them go run for 2 laps for the heat, 4 laps for the feature.
Now, I know how some of the battery technology can be in these battery-operated cars. Is 4 laps pushing the life of the battery, or are you still pretty? They still have enough smoke under the hood to get to victory lane.
They still have enough smoke under the hood to get to victory
That's
lane.
good.
But some of them definitely bring battery chargers and stuff like that too. So keep them topped up.
Up in the game.
Have you caught anybody cheating yet?
There was somebody that brought one with a big battery in it and had to tell them either we locked them in on a certain gear or
Oh,
Jesus.
See,
yeah.
wherever there's racing, there's cheating.
There's cheating, right?
Even though everybody gets a trophy at the end of the day for the little kids, or voucher.
Everybody
or
gets a
whatever.
trophy.
Did you read the Google thing?
Well, Raceway Fire and Safety says, Google says tracks run counterclockwise because of the Earth's rotation. It gives drivers an advantage.
I don't know. I've run clockwise and counterclockwise. It don't make a difference.
Were you on Earth?
I was on Earth. That was
Okay.
Pittsburgh Raceway Park. I ran clockwise on a 0.8 of a mile road course.
The reason. Oh, okay. On a road course, that makes perfect sense because everything from a go-kart all the way up to modified sprint cars, late models, everything's offset for left-hand turns and everything like that. So I know in Australia they do run some stuff legitimately clockwise. So it's a totally different.
Big Diamond raced clockwise to run in the track back in the day before the heats were raced.
Wait, hold.
Can you bring Tobias over for me to hang out?
Wait. There is a actual theory behind that.
Yep. Run the track in.
Run the track in backwards, run the moisture in backwards, because then as it burns off, it's not going to dry out as quick because obviously you put it against your. It's no different than cutting a steak against the grain versus not. It's easier to cut it with the grain versus against, so it takes longer for the moisture to come out. That is an actual theory that
I remember Grandview used to do it. As a kid, I remember Grandview, the guys would
they
go
still
the other
do
way,
that.
go backwards.
Still do.
They still do.
They do?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
All good dirt tracks run them in backwards.
I never get there in time to see that. So.
Asphalt, we don't have to worry about that.
Correct.
Thanks for chiming in, T.
How do they pave them?
Backwards.
Whoa.
Now, I don't know if that's 100% true.
Well,
with
you
that,
convinced me. That's
but
good enough.
I know ours got paid backwards.
There you go.
Started from the oval turn 3, went all the way around back to the right-hander, technically, where it met with oval turn 3. Yep.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
We're learning a lot of stuff here tonight, Bear.
Yeah,
That was a good question, huh?
It was a good question.
That was a good question.
Hey, thanks.
That's one in 3 shows.
Yeah,
you're doing
I'm
good.
striking
You're doing good. You're doing
Yeah.
good. And you fired me last week.
That's okay. You're back.
Are you sure?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
You said that word a lot today. I don't even know.
Yeah.
Neuroblastoma.
Good for
It's a 5-syllable word. It's just
Actually, I think,
you didn't. You had to think about it, didn't you?
I did too. I'm not going to lie.
Well, it's not as complicated as the word electroencephalogy. So, with that being said, see, this isn't just raw talent over here. There's a little bit of knowledge. So, what do you got cooking this weekend?
Stage 1's in the house.
Stage 1's in the house.
$500 to win this week.
Oh, it carried over from the rain out.
No, well, they didn't. This is their first race on the schedule.
Oh.
So they're on 7 races again this year. I know there was a bunch of switching out of drivers. I know a bunch of them moved up, a bunch of new drivers moving in.
Yes,
Yes.
that is true.
So we kept the 7 races for this year just to see how the participation continues. But yeah, first they're going to be on tap for first time of 2024 season for them. We'll see who's going to be behind the wheel of any of the cars. I've gotten to drive one around Snydersville, and I'll tell you, it's freaking a lot of fun.
Those cars are
Kicked
awesome.
everybody's butt.
Those cars are awesome.
Yeah, I got third one night. There was one night I got third.
Yeah, we know for certain that one of our sponsors, Steven Smith Racing, is he has moved up from the stage 1. He's now running the 602 crate at Big Diamond.
Yep.
And a good friend of ours, Colin Cox,
Yep.
made his debut at Big Diamond Friday night after. I think he's had some practice up there. So he had a couple laps on the car, but
And his number 59 Stage 1 modified is still for sale.
Really?
seriously,
Can you believe that?
that is a winning car, man.
Yeah,
you
that
know,
car's fast.
Colin
Tell you
smoked
something.
people in that car.
I was up at Richie Smith's shop, who's another one of our sponsors.
Yes, Richie, good guy, great dude.
And he said that not only is Colin's car for sale, but there's enough spares minus a frame to put a second car together for the same price.
That's impressive. I can't
And
believe
you
that's
know
not
how
going.
well maintained that stuff was.
Immaculate.
Yeah.
I can't believe it didn't sell yet.
I can't believe it. I
think
just
Gav-
assumed that it was.
So
it was,
did I.
it was sold.
I thought
Isn't
it-
Gavin Krupp still for sale
Gavin
too?
Krupp's car is still for sale.
Yeah.
Which one is that?
That was the 5K.
The 5, the kid
The 5K.
that won at Grandview the other week.
Okay.
Yep.
Yes.
Gavin
Oh,
Krupp.
shout out to him for picking up the win. That the Gavin young feller. How old of a feller do you think he is?
62.
Not bad. He
Right.
looks good for his age.
I
He
don't
looks
know.
Great. He looks great.
But yeah.
Oh, Holly says Mason got his helmet from Barry last
Yeah,
year.
my dad. But
Mace got hookups, man. He
Yeah.
he
It sounds
knows
like
what's
he's
up.
doing all right.
He's doing very well. He's doing better than you and I would ever do.
For sure. I got nothing.
This is true.
But yeah, no. So stage 1's clone 375 going for 250 to win. That's a reschedule.
No, what is a clone?
Do you hear all that?
No, so because I have to ask this here because many of us have no idea what we understand a go kart.
Yep.
We know you sit there and you're kind of laid back and you're just kind of exposed to all the elements. I see fellers tweaking on their carbs. I've seen double doo-wops. I've seen all kind of stuff. I don't understand
So
any of it.
So, obviously, a clone was, remember a couple of years ago, more than a couple of years now, 10 years ago, go to Harbor Freight and you see that blue motor sitting on the shelf, the little single cylinder.
Okay.
200, I think it was 212cc. They took it at the time, which was to be a box stock class,
Okay.
which we introduced a new box stock class, which has 2 motors, but that's another time. Yeah.
2 motors on the same car.
Yeah.
Not in the same car,
Oh.
2 mixed motor class.
That'd be neat.
So, you haven't, all right, I'll get
It's-
into
it's-
that. I'll complete my
We're
sentence
pretty
and
they've
circle
done
back.
stupid, so go ahead.
They've done
Yeah.
that.
Yep, I'll tell you about that one in a second. So the clone started out as a box stock motor, $129 with warranty. You get it from Harbor
With
Freight
a warranty.
with a warranty. Take it, race it. If you blow it up, take it back to Harbor Freight. Get another motor for free.
My God, that's
Well,
spectacular.
I'd get one.
Too
but-
bad Kreiner doesn't do that.
Well, what sucks?
broke this.
What sucks is we all know China.
Right.
It
China.
it disappeared.
Yes.
They stopped making it.
Yeah.
So, a couple companies had the idea, hey, let's go and make it into a racing motor. Motor's now $1,800, depending on who you buy it from.
You got to be friggin' jacking me.
Nope, still has the same $10 connecting rod in it, too.
Jesus.
Maybe 20 now with inflation.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's disgusting when you think about it.
yeah.
That's
it
insane.
sucks, but
Guess what? That's how everything is.
It's true.
it is. But that's the motor that's down south, and and it's obviously we've been running an old 5-horsepower Briggs flathead for way many years beyond probably what it should be, but everybody
Right.
still loves it. It's old, reliable, and the rules are pretty much have been the same since, and really good motor. But
Yeah.
the clones kind of as the parts dwindle down over time, the flathead's going to obviously get replaced. And
Yeah,
obviously it'll be going to clone. We're not
Yeah.
obviously us and Shellhammers are going to continue to run them as long as people want to
Sure.
run them
Yeah.
and let them enjoy if it's how they can go and enjoy and have fun.
So, you've been around this karting deal for your entire life because
Yep.
you were born and bred into it, basically. Do you still feel it's probably the best bang for your buck as far
Yeah.
as dollar cents per fun
Yeah.
that can be had?
Yeah, I still think, even the slingshots, even though, yes, there's more expense, same with Richie Stage 1s, I think the smaller cars are your best bang for your buck because, one, you're not, yes, you're going to be competing against teams, that are going to have a lot of money. I ended up starting running a series besides running Orville where I race road course. I started running a series that opened up in the Northeast called Cup Karts.
Okay.
And I had to race against people from all over North America, from Canada, from down south, people who have had millions upon millions of laps racing, those that have been national champions in the past.
Yeah, these guys are no joke.
They're no joke, and it's humbling, but at the same time, I can say, hey, I can take my cart and I can run just about anywhere in the country.
I see what you're saying.
And it's the best bang for your buck. All you
Yeah.
do is put some tires on it. You don't have to put tires on every week. You can,
Right.
At least locally, you can run tires for multiple weeks. You can get,
Yeah.
6, 7, 8 weeks out of a set of tires or out of your right sides and just plop some new ones on for, a couple, a little over $100 and go again.
Right. Now, these are national events. I've actually seen these on TV. I mean, these carts look extravagant. These drivers are decked from head to toe in some serious swag, some serious looking hats that they're wearing to protect their skulls. Are people? I don't know how to put. Let's just call it, for lack of better terms. Please don't be offended by this.
No.
If we call that like the Bush League of racing, are there people that are higher up that are looking at these kids at these national events and going, because there is some talent there, because I've seen many of these things on TV, and I'm just and how they just whip these cars around, throw them around is just mind-boggling to me. So it's a good. It's not just it's like, oh, it's just a race car. No, there's an opportunity to really show your wares and really open some eyes.
Yeah.
At a lower small car level.
Yeah, there is. I mean, I'm going to look at Kevin Harvick's son, Keelan. I remember when he first started racing. Now, I didn't actually get to see him in person, but I watched videos of him and have watched him come up through to where yes, he has his dad's mantra behind him. But I'll tell you, the apple definitely didn't fall far from the tree on that one.
Right.
He is
very
a
talented.
fast. Same with Kyle's little boy, Brexton.
Oh, man. Brexton is amazing.
Is an amazing driver, but there's also other drivers besides those two that are out there that are getting these rides and getting, either they're going from karts to running maybe legends, and maybe they jump into a late model, a modified, depending on where they live, or they go into dirt racing.
Right.
They look at the talent that's coming up through. These car owners do look at this talent that comes up through. Now, obviously, I'm way beyond the age of getting picked up by anybody, but at the same time, we want to at least have the kids maybe give them a shot if they have the talent. Let them go up through and we've watched them go up through. Zane Siner's boy Gunnar.
Yeah.
He started in karts and he's now running He's not running full time sport mod or mod races, but he's racing and he's doing decent.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, there's opportunities out there. It's just you don't know where you're going to go. You could end up doing oval racing. You could go into sport car racing and running for IMSA. One of the drivers, we were supposed to go down to Charlotte, didn't happen because of just some stuff that came up. But I was going to be racing it potentially against a Rolex 24-hour LMP2 champion.
Yeah, I mean this is major league stuff.
Yeah, major league stuff, and we're all running go-karts with a $900 motor sitting on aside of us, the Briggs 206 motor, and we're racing for a trophy.
Wow.
No money, a trophy.
A trophy.
Yeah, but that shot
for
no recognition.
Yeah, it's for the love of the sport. Well, I know unconventionally speaking, like from this area here, this is dirt modified territory in this area, and you got to get to the Grand Views and the Big Diamonds and places like that. And when you really step up your game, you end up in a 410 sprint car, and then you're racing Lincoln and Williams Grove and Port Royal and places like that. But realistically, if you want your little Johnny or Susie to get into racing with aspirations of going to quote unquote the big leagues, you want to start in a go-kart, let them run some road
midget.
Or a quarter midget, let them run some road courses and some ovals. And then the next logical step, believe it or not, is the gangster cars, and that is the legends.
Yep.
Because they're the legend cars, and I've never been a fan of legends, and since their their inception, I've never been a fan of them. But man, it just seems like there's a lot of people that come out through that deal right there and head up to the top. So there's obviously a lot of eyeballs on those series there. So that's just a little tidbit for those of you keeping
even
score
the
at home.
600s. I think the 600s is breeding a set of racers. You
600 micros.
Yes.
Oh, 100%.
The 600 micros have bred
Yes.
a complete breed of dirt midget, dirt,
Yes.
wingless sprints,
Absolutely,
wing sprints.
because that's the peel off. It's
Yeah.
the asphalt road, and then it's the dirt road to success.
But there's dirt late models. There's dirt mods.
Yes.
There's so
Yes,
many
there is.
different applications that you can jump through.
The most money you can make in a season right now, well, and I shouldn't say right now, been for years, is full blown late model. The pays,
Big
the
bucks.
the
Purses.
payouts are freaking phenomenal. Sprint cars with the advent of
The high limit series.
the high limit series with Brad and Kyle, they're bumping those monies up.
Yeah.
And it's getting to those points right there. But it's phenomenal.
But also what people don't. The money looks good on the front, but what's the back end at the same time?
Well, see, there's always an argument with that, and
There's a certain balance, and I know there's
an argument that I've had with people on this before, and I'm always the guy that's wrong, because everybody says it's bullshit to have all the money up front and nothing in behind. Everything should be less up front, and there should be more, because it's better for the racers. And my theory on this is, I'm on your foot there. My theory is we go to the track to win an effing race. All the money should be up front.
Yeah, no,
That's-
I agree.
that's my
I agree
theory.
with that. I also
If you're second on back, you're sucking hind tit, up your program, get to the front, get to the money.
I agree with that. I mean, it's just when you're traveling, when you're looking at the traveling deals, I think there has to be a little bit something on the back for those that are willing to commit to a certain point, because they're spending hundreds of thousands of dollars.
This
at
is
your
true,
door.
but typically the traveling series are paid through the sanctioning
Okay.
fees.
all right.
That's where my argument is, and I'm not trying to
that makes
disparage what you're
sense.
saying there. Yeah, like if you're in a traveling series and you're sanctioned, Jason Sides, I've been using him as an example for years. He, I wouldn't let the guy drive a golf ball, let alone a race car. So, and that's just my opinion. I don't want to hear any hate mail, but but he was always there.
Yeah.
Because he was part of the deal.
That's right.
And
He's paid to be there,
yeah, so that's the scoop on
and
that.
you need that.
But yeah, no.
You do. You need field fillers.
Yeah. You do need field fillers.
I'm sorry
absolutely.
to say it. It's just the truth.
Yeah.
I kind of meant something else. Like, you need the money in order to keep going to the shows.
That's right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But
yes.
but
Plus,
I also at
You're
the
going to guarantee 20 cars to that promoter.
Mhm.
You're going to make sure 20 cars are coming
You
with
better
you.
you better have 20
Yeah,
cars with you.
Right.
exactly. I mean, at least with karting, it's a little bit different. Obviously, some places we run, Orville and Snydersville, there's some payout, obviously. But like when I go, like I said, I go traveling, and there's no payout. We literally run for 3, maybe 5 trophies on a weekend.
Wow.
That's it.
Wow.
We're spending hundreds of dollars, thousands of dollars
Sure.
doing it, but
Yeah.
we enjoy it for what it is, and
Yeah.
we also need that side of things. You need the hobbyists to keep things going.
Correct.
I always tell my drivers, hey, just because what you're doing here, if you're doing good here, that's great, but this isn't the Daytona 500.
Correct.
This isn't the the Indy 500. You may not be going up through. You may go up to whatever your dream car
Yeah.
is, but you got to have buckets of money along with
Yes,
that
you
too.
do.
Do you take your same car, I'll say your tour car that you'd take to Florida or Charlotte or whatever, and race that at Orville?
Yeah.
Same.
Same
You don't
one,
have a tricked out,
Nope, it's the same one.
super tuned.
Nope, it literally. You probably remember hearing this, the Coyote carts.
Oh
Yep.
yeah. Oh, absolutely.
So we obviously 206 racing has been the big breeding of racing and karting right now. In comparison to we're looking at asphalt road course versus dirt oval and asphalt oval. Asphalt road course racing under Cup Karts in North America has grown to the point I think of probably 5 or 6 fold.
Yeah.
Their latest spring national for 9 classes. We only have 9 classes. We have a kid kart cadet, which is 5 or cadet is 7 to 9. Sportsman's 10 to 12. Then there's junior 12 to 15. Then there's a light, a medium, a heavy, 35 and over, and a 50 and over. 503 entries.
Oh my God.
It's the Tulsa shootout.
Yeah, and at
Grab a Snickers. You're not going anywhere
and
for
at
a while.
and at Orville, we're trying to build that up too. Now we just split our thing, but we had, if we added everybody up, it would have been a dozen 206s locally.
Yeah.
But it's growing. We had 11 sportsmen's 206s, 11, 8 to 12-year-olds. First race of the season, 11 of them.
Wow.
Best race ever. But literally, this series has been growing. And Coyote, we're like, hey, we want to get into this. I ran one race at Oakland Valley in my old Bandit go-kart from 2008. The thing, worked good, but I'm like, I'm getting my butt beat. I'm getting my butt beat against all the, they're all foreign. These karts are foreign. They have 50 mil. Well, they're designed after Tony Kart or Burrell's or whatever. 50 millimeter rear axle in our kart. Versus the 1.25 inch rear axles that you were used to in the quarter midgets. 50 mil rear axles, 25 millimeter front spindles. They're designed like kind of a standard go-kart, but there's little intricacies, but the tubing's softer.
Yeah.
So literally, we're running these things. These look like 2-cycle karts, and we throw a 4-stroke on them.
Yeah. So they're just looking to get the ring out, the flex on everything.
Get the flex, but they want to stiffen it up at the same time with the axles. So it's like,
so it's a double-edged balancing act.
It's a double-edged balancing act, and it was a big curve, but we ended up going back to Coyote with Jim Lipari, who has it now, and he has been really putting a lot of time, energy into building national winning karts, and they have proven themselves. So the same kart I use to go run these series, I go run at Orville, I go run a track down in Maryland at Nicholson Speedway. I go run wherever I feel like that they at least have the class at Oakland Valley Raceway Park, the road course up there, not the third oval. I don't know what they're doing up there with that, but we don't know with that. But
are there any dirt road courses?
Not in this. I don't think there is in this country.
That's what we should start.
Yeah.
That'd be interesting. I've seen videos of it. It looks cool as hell.
That would be neat. That'd be pretty slick.
I think it would be friggin' awesome sauce to rip a road course with a.
But how about a micro stock on road course?
The what?
A micro stock.
Micro stock on road course.
Oh yeah,
yeah, I've seen them. They got
it's fun to watch.
That's gonna be interesting.
None of that stuff. Like, how do you get your ride heights? You still like doing washers and stuff like that? You changing around?
Washers, move the axle. You have a couple spots to put the axle in, but
yeah,
a lot of the times we just try and get the thing to make. I call it make the action, make the rear tires come up when you got to go through the corner, get 3 wheels instead of 4, stuff like that. Even on dirt, same way.
Really?
Dirt, it's that, a lot of stagger.
Like right now, like late models are very nose heavy. They're right front nose heavy. Are you getting into any of that with the carts?
No,
it's a totally different
balance. 50, like almost like 50-50, a little bit less nose than maybe like a nose,
Yeah.
Maybe between like 42 and 48% nose, depending. Your karting is completely different without the suspension, and I think that makes
it definitely changes. It's a game changer.
Are you moving your body around to
only in the vintage
compensate?
karts? Only in the vintage, but we're playing with seats. We're playing with softnesses of seats.
Oh my gosh!
Literally, you could change different stiffnesses of seats.
I had the wrong seat in.
Yeah,
that's what it was.
There's so much. Even the dirt side isn't as bad. Dirt side kind of has one seat. They play with a lot of their obviously tire softening, tire prep on the dirt side.
No one dopes.
We don't have a rule against that.
So good for you.
Yeah, so they play with that. Obviously, we're burst tires, so we're open compound though. So you can use a soft compound, or you can go up to a little bit harder tires. A lot of it, with that, and actually Harry on just hit it on the head there. Karting on dirt is all about tires.
Well, you walk into Allentown indoors, and the cart's this small, and their thing of tires is the size of this room.
Yeah, exactly. They have,
they got choices.
Yeah, you have 15, 20 sets of tires, but they have all different softnesses. But on asphalt, what they do with tire prep, which we can't do, obviously, we're not really supposed to prep. Don't really want to with the tires that we have. We do with seats. We do with axles. We do with just general setup and general, configuration of the car.
Wow.
So we do.
So experience pays off.
It does.
Experience pays
so
off.
If you go there and you buy a cart, you think you're going to go race.
Guess what?
You're probably going to get spanked.
Probably. And Harry, good to see you, bud. Harry with Jax. I mean,
he started in carts.
Yeah, they've
And he's
They've been
come a
ripping around for.
long way.
I tell you what, the kid.
Jax is a class act.
Well,
Yeah.
Jax is a rip. I get the biggest kick out of Jax. So Harry, if you're still on here with us, don't let Jax know this, but Jax is really awesome. We interviewed him last year. He's a great young man. He's got an amazing amount of talent, and he really has learned to keep these big cars under himself. I seen him race him a couple times last year. Keeps the car under him. And is just making smart moves and is just doing really, really well. So proud of what he's accomplishing.
Having a level head in racing is probably the best thing you can have. Having a sense of awareness and that. Yeah. And you know, I see people and there's some that have that, and you can watch them and you can watch them race and you can watch them
they just operate on a different level. Yeah.
Matt Hirschman. I mean, literally when I saw his name in the entry, I'm like.
Who's going to get second?
Who's going to get second? Exactly.
That's what everybody thinks, unfortunately.
But
that's the guy.
But Matt works hard on it. You know?
And what you said earlier, Joe, was like, you know, the winner should get the money because second, you suck.
Yeah.
Well, if Matt Hirschman finishes second, he's going to flat out tell you in that interview, I'm not here to finish second.
Yeah.
Exactly.
None of us are here to finish second.
Yeah.
And he rarely does.
Yeah.
And if you are there, that you just want to go have fun or don't care, you should probably not be there.
It's true, and
because you're in the way.
I want to touch upon something that I learned from a very talented modified racer a few years ago. And by the way, Harry says thanks. I try to keep level-headed, and yes, you should. Also,
Pappy
Kernell. He wants to talk about mini mods.
Yeah.
That really doesn't get talked about very often. I spoke to this guy. He was a customer of mine. This was years ago. Every time they went out, they unloaded. They were just winning everything. And of course, the cheating rumors come around. You know, you guys are doing something different. Something's you got some titanium in here. You got something's going on here. And I was teasing him. I said, "So how bad are you guys cheating?" He said, "You know what?" He said, "Let people say what they want." He said, "It's all up here for me right now." Mm-hmm. He said, it is such a mental game. And I said, how did you get to that point? You know, honestly, we hear it in professional sports, baseball. Guy will be in a slump. He's 0 for 50, and then all of a sudden he starts swinging a timber, and he's going yard every game. And then he says, they interview him, what are you doing? He said, my confidence is through the roof.
Yeah.
So we never talk, the guy making, 100 free throws in a row in an NBA game. We talk about the confidence level of these professional athletes, but we never talk about the confidence level of a local dirt track racer.
Yeah.
So he says to me, it's all up here. He said, when I come here, we're not running for second. And he said, nothing is acceptable
other than first. Nothing other than first.
Exactly.
You're only as good as your last race.
Yeah. And we've said that a lot of times too. And you just get on that motion there, and it gets to the point where you can't do anything wrong. Almost everything just starts going your way, and eventually it bites you in the ass because you will you will catch a flat tire, you won't get a change in time, or you will get in a wreck. But when you start riding that confidence wave, savor the flavor because it doesn't last forever. But you got to really take advantage of that as much as you can.
Yeah, I mean that's one big thing I try and tell people is you're gonna win. You're gonna lose more races than you are going to win in your career. That is correct.
Absolutely.
And if you can take the losing times better than you can take the winning, you will be a better racer by far over time. And I was no fast kid. I was the slowest freaking kid out there. But as I grew older, I figured it out.
Your licks.
I took my licks. I figured it out, and now
that's what you got to do.
I work hard. I work hard. I was getting chased this Sunday. We obviously split our class up, but we run mixed, kind of like IMSA does. Multiple classes under one session at the same time.
Right. That makes sense.
I was holding back a bunch of lightweights. I was 30 pounds over them.
Yeah.
And they were trying to pass me, and it's just experience. And I'm just like, and my nephew was gone, of course, obviously. He's got good track position, but I'm just like, that's the thing that people don't understand. We work hard at it, and I've heard the cheating rumors. Oh, my dad gives you a better motor now.
I'm sure.
You know what I tell him?
You're in a bad place.
You know what I tell him? Go get me your motor. I'll take mine off.
That's
we'll
right.
flip it right now. And I've done that once or twice, and it still bit them in the butt.
Yeah, good.
It's all about the driver at the end of the day.
Yep,
That's right.
You got it.
But a lot of my racers are definitely down to earth. I mean, the Bowers, I mean, they are great, and I think building the family aspect now is the big thing. Building racers is great, but building a family that you
That's
can come
awesome.
back to. I always say I hate the winter anymore. I really do. Not seeing my racing family. I see my regular family, love them to death.
Right.
But I love my racing family too. They're
That's
an
awesome.
Different
extension.
family.
Yes, it is.
And obviously Pappy Cornell, he had a good run Friday night. He finished second. Guy who's retiree age running in the mini mods.
Wow.
Nice.
Yeah, he's doing good. He was
Go AARP. We love that.
yeah, exactly. But yeah, no, the mini mod class definitely growing with Gary Lurch, really putting a lot into it and try and grow another affordable class.
He says it's all I do is win, my friend. That's all I do.
Well, you finished second to Wilson, so I guess you didn't win Friday night, but
Ouch.
it's all right. It's all right. He was right on his butt. He'll get there. Like I said, it's all about having fun.
Yep. Definitely. Definitely. Well, I see by the old clock on the wall.
Yeah.
It's after 8 o'clock already. We've been pounding 2-hour shows.
You've been double footing the gas.
It's true.
For sure.
It's really true. It is
We've
really
had
true.
a lot of good content.
We've had some excellent content. Alex, it was a pleasure
and
chatting
good
with you.
chat, too.
We've had the chat has been fantastic.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll do another one of these lives again another day.
Tomorrow.
Okay.
Oh boy.
I got an
6:30
Iron Pigs
a.m.
game tomorrow.
Yeah, no, I'm coming over to your house.
It's good. Do a show.
Because I'm going to start getting the pool ready.
Good. Thank you.
Well, you're not invited.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh crap.
Yeah. So, there's some things I want to do around the house here when you're gone.
Oh.
So.
Oh, you smacked the infield tire. Oh yeah, that is right.
Well, we knew you were there.
It's all good.
Oh my.
How many of those mini mods did you have there?
We had 6, but I know last year when we had one in the money race, I think we had close to 20.
Really?
Yeah, there's
That's
a lot of
good.
them out there. It's just getting the
That's
drivers
like the
out
stage
there.
ones.
Yeah.
There's a lot out
There's
there.
the-
Where are they all?
Yeah.
Exactly. And I
Drives Richie
understand.
nuts.
I understand. Not everybody can afford to go racing weekly. It's
No,
tough.
it's tough. It's
tough,
very tough.
but I always say, hey, if you can make it a couple shows a year and come have fun and enjoy yourself, that's all that matters.
We put 750 up guaranteed. Still didn't show up.
Yeah,
We got to change that this year.
I know.
Wow.
For the,
Right?
Yeah, Glen Borger Memorial.
August 23rd.
Yeah.
I got to rearrange my sock tour that day.
Dang.
Unless you do it for me, I'll take your place.
Yeah.
Do my sock tour. No, we
Okay.
should definitely. I should definitely come check it out. Seriously.
Absolutely. Anytime you guys want to come
It's a
up,
cool place,
Yeah.
man.
No,
Getting
it's-
Terry
it's-
Sue's line, she'll let you write it.
Really?
You
Even
got
you?
It's a secret.
Even you?
Yeah.
No, we wanted. I definitely want to get to some of these.
Yeah,
The pen is shedding over here, Bear.
absolutely.
Some of these different venues,
What's
like
up,
your
Paul
place
Cooker?
there, and
Yeah. Oh, there's
it would be
Rodrigo,
awesome
winner of the
awesome to do
senior
it.
206 heavy money race on Sunday.
Rodrigo Di Francisco.
Absolutely.
where am I seeing this? I'm
He
not
sounds
seeing
like a
this.
go-kart racer.
He has, you know what?
What is
another
that name again?
Rodrigo Di Francisco.
That is
Awesome,
impressive.
awesome family. Actually, his 2 boys, one racing light, the other one in junior 206. He'll be coming up in the senior. Absolutely great family.
Freaking awesome name.
But
man.
he
Thanks for
whooped,
tuning in,
he
man.
whooped up on some butt on Sunday at Orville.
That's cool.
Good job on that one. But yeah, no, I mean, definitely come check us out. Orville, we got a regular show
I
Sunday.
love it there.
It's all about having a good time, but come check us out. I mean, we got the oval, we got the road course at Orville. We'll be there Sunday.
Who's doing your flagging there at Orville?
Matt Cucker and Robin, forgive me, I think Robin Lee, if I remember.
Robin Leach.
Lee.
No
Like
shit.
Styles on Rich and Famous. No one's gonna get that reference. You know that's too
no.
old.
Yeah.
Robin Lee, they're the 2, and I know Matt right now is still Snydersville, but I think they're going to start alternating because obviously he's working with Matt Cucker's working with his dad, Eric Cucker.
That's
on
right.
Street Stocks
Parked it.
Saturday Night Mahoning. So there's going to be some
Here's a
weeks
little
that
Eddie Geiger story for you.
Oh Lord.
So
Crazy Eddie, here we go.
little Eddie is about 16 feet tall and 14 feet wide.
Big
He's not
feller.
little Eddie no more.
Big fella.
So we're at Mahoning. Eric wins the heat. Okay.
Mhm.
The car's super tight. So Matt's under the right front looking at the suspension. We kind of did a makeshift bump steer deal in the pits. So he gathered up all the fat kids, and we nailed down on the front bumper so we could squat that right front to watch what the suspension is doing.
Mhm.
Okay, everybody get up. So they get to talking, Eric and Matt, and somehow I got my foot stuck under the front of the car, and little Eddie gave it hell, and damn near cut my toes off.
Not good.
Not good. I'm like,
No. Oh my God. So he gassed her while your foot was underneath.
yeah, that
How'd that
spoiler
work?
sucked. But he ended up winning the feature. He led
Yeah.
all
That was
30
always
laps.
that
or
was
whatever it
almost worth losing your toes over.
But but you'll have Jude from Hamlin once in a blue moon. They're going to be talking and setting up a schedule with each other. So I said that's fine.
Cool.
Jude Morante, who's over at Superior Auto Service now, apparently,
Oh,
with Doug Snyder.
Doug Snyder. Yes, we know
there's
that
a
name.
familiarity.
Yeah.
Hey, is there any chance that the mini mods will race at Orville
Oh,
at the Oval?
I don't know. So obviously we got to watch the pavement.
Yeah.
We don't want it tearing up. The weight is a big factor.
Oh.
They're almost 600 pounds now. We got to watch with weight. The micro socks at one point were starting to tear up the asphalt too, and they weigh close to 500 pounds.
Interesting.
So, and plus the other thing, it's not a very wide track. It's only about 20 to 25 feet wide, so about your standard road.
Yeah.
When you're racing, that's very narrow.
Yeah.
Versus the 38 to 40 feet at Snydersville.
Yeah.
Which doesn't look like that, but
Little
it
room
is.
to maneuver.
Yeah.
So if I want to be a patron at either one of these fine facilities, what can I expect to pay to get in as a spectator?
So Snydersville, $6 for adults. Children,
Very, very reasonable.
children 5 to 12 are $3.
You're $3. There's a delay. It's coming.
Yep. She'll figure it out.
Yeah.
1, 2,
Two,
3.
three.
Nope. Nothing.
Nope. Who's good? See, you missed it.
Yep. Never mind.
Yeah.
Seniors are $3 to get
Oh,
in.
you're also 3.
Oh man, that stings.
Bam.
That stings.
That's a
and then-
cheap date. I could take you and her out for $6.
$6. Wow.
And then
That hurts.
military veterans are $3.
Awesome.
And then kids 4 and under are free. If you want to go in the pits, it's $20. And then kids between who are of walking age to 4 years old are $15. And then
So you don't need to be a member to go into the pits. You don't have to
Nope.
have a special license or
nope,
anything.
you don't
Okay.
need to have it. And then obviously infants free. That's for Snydersville. For Orville, spectating is free.
Wow.
So you sit on the hill, you can watch the races.
Yeah.
Till your heart desires.
That is awesome.
Spectating is free there. Obviously, pit pass. There is a member and a non-member.
Yeah.
Non-member is a little bit more than the member, but I think
Right.
it's like 16 or 17 for a member. I might be wrong. I don't have the rule book in front of me, and I
Right.
think it's like 20, 22 for for a
Gotcha.
non-member.
Still very, very reasonable
And
as
there's
far
a
as
kick-ass ice cream shop right down the road.
Really
Yep, premise made.
interesting. Yeah, very nice.
And if you're, there's also some Kelly Racing Fuels up down the road too, down on
Yeah.
222. If you ever want to just swing by and look at the shop.
Very nice. Very nice.
But yeah, and then you can find all of our updates, Facebook, getting the Snydersville Instagram rolling, get one for Orville going as well.
You
Sorry,
should get one for us going because
oh
we
boy.
need more platforms.
We do.
No offense, I'm
do.
dropping Twitter. Sorry, Twitter
Nah,
users, but
everybody is.
I'm
Yeah,
not
it seems
dealing
like
with it.
that's a bail right there.
Yeah. But on
failing.
Facebook and on our website, you can find all the information. There's rules. If you want to get into karting, come check it out. I mean, a lot of the racers are on here, but those that are not, who are just fans of LDE in general, who are
Yeah.
finding you out, especially through Leo's League and stuff.
Yeah.
All that. Come check it out if you want more information. We've started a lot of families this winter.
Yeah.
Me and my dad worked on a lot of go-karts. My dad did a lot of motors to get a lot of new people into the family here.
That is too
So
cool.
a guy just moves to the area and they race go-karts wherever. They could just show up and come run.
If they, depending on what motor, we can either accommodate them, and if they want to get into actually running with people,
Yeah.
we'll get them there,
Cool.
help them out. Both asphalt and dirt, obviously, try and get them there. And Raceway Fire and Safety saying they're on Instagram and Facebook as well.
Instagram and Facebook. Yeah,
Check you out.
the Gram and Facebook.
Thanks for tuning in for the last 2.5 hours.
Yeah, like you've been awesome. Will you be going to Leo's League? Will you be making an appearance, or is it going to be really tough for you?
I will not be. I hate to inform, but I'm going to do my best to get my racers, and I'm putting a challenge out, and I'll put it out Friday night.
Ooh.
If you are available Saturday, May 4th, look up Leo's League. Take your cart there. It is free, Free.
Yes.
Free
yes,
to bring
yes.
take your cart, take your slingshot, take your stage 1, take your micro stock, and go support it
Take
for
whatever
the
you
whole
got.
day.
Yeah.
Come and join. Sadly, I will be in Baltimore racing
Okay.
for our first series race at a parking lot track.
Ooh.
Yippee.
Interesting.
Yeah, United Karting, so I'll be down there. I wish I could go. When he texted me that, I'm like, dang it, Bear. But, I mean, I understand too. But I'm going to make a challenge and then challenge for my racers.
And if you're racing anywhere Saturday night, you don't have to stay the whole day.
Yeah.
Stop
Yeah.
by for a few hours.
yeah,
That's it.
exactly.
Hang out.
Come support them.
We will park your trailer where you need to park to get out later
Yeah.
on.
Exactly. If you have to go run Shell, even the Shellhammers racers, go.
Yeah,
Come on.
just
go
let me
support.
know that you're going to be leaving, and we have a special area for those trailers.
Pappy just laid it out here. It's you know what? It is phenomenal when you get your clients, because they are your clients.
They are. They're my family too.
They're your families and they are your clients, saying these nice words about your family and what you're doing. So hats off to you and what you guys are doing up there at both of the facilities. and
I like the
venues.
fact that you said you had no fights in a whole season.
Yeah.
You and I should go. We should fight on the front stretch.
You know what? If you do that might just create some good content.
See?
Don't worry. We can always have fun
There's no
with
bad
that.
press.
I'm going to take the first one and drop. I don't got that kind of energy. TKO.
Time out.
We'll have to get Matt in between you two once he goes down. You know, all right, that's enough, boys. No, we'll get Crazy
Oh,
Eddie.
man.
There you go.
Oh,
Crazy
gee,
Eddie.
Tried to cut my toes off.
Jeez. Well, I tell you, I think we're going to wrap because we've been on for literally 2.5 hours.
Mm-hmm.
So, Alex, thank you so much for being on.
Thank you guys for having me on.
Huge shout out to Mike and Cheryl Bowers. They were an
Absolutely.
awesome interview.
You can check them out Friday night at Snydersville. Come check the
They'll
car
be there.
out. You
They'll
know,
be there.
If you want to
Absolutely.
donate towards them, please do. You know,
Great people.
Great people.
Yeah, man.
Absolutely.
Super nice.
Do you have your sponsor list on you?
It's right there.
Well,
I know it's right here, but I wanted to know if you had it in your head.
no.
And maybe you got my notes from last time.
No, those are. Oh man, Remy Pallets, Drips Detailing, Smith Fabrications, Timmy Shocks, Roy Danner Paving, Warner Brothers Motorsports, Jimbo's Gutters, Weichel Sportswear, Steven Smith Racing, and Mongoose Chassis all support us.
Good job.
And we love having them on board. Warner Brothers Racing had another good night Saturday night at Lanco. Started deep again, 20th to 25th to 8th.
Jesus, how many cars did they
25th.
start there?
106.
Well, 25th ain't bad then.
Yeah, 20,
Holy
25th to 8th.
crap.
So another good run. Another great run
That's
for them.
getting,
So
that's getting on the gas there.
And if I may say, thank you guys for the support that you put in for the racers at
Oh.
Snydersville.
it's our pleasure. Honest to God, it
You know,
is.
Thank you guys.
It is.
Last year was so cool when the pork chop division guy won.
Pork. Hold on. Pork.
Oh my God!
It's our division. The guy was the best.
Yes.
I don't know his name, but he was awesome.
Yes. That
Oh,
is
yes.
too cool. Oh,
What
my
is that
God.
guy's name?
Now I got to go back and look. It might have been Kyle.
It was
Kyle
a crazy dude. Crazy dude.
Hang on. All right, I'm gonna go back to my laps. Hang on. We're gonna get an answer here. Sorry, guys.
I was like, what is this division? They're like, we're the pork chops.
Speaking of which, the
This
old
is
man's
great.
calling. The old man's calling me.
Oh,
Yeah, he
time
can
to
wait.
get to work.
No, he can wait tonight. I gotta go do promos next.
Betty Johnson says, "Great show, guys."
Hey, thank you.
Pappy said, "You guys, Lowdown Racing is extremely one of the best shows I've seen in a long time. I love it. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Enjoy your evening, and I love Lowdown Racing." You know what? What a nice shout out. Thank you. You were freaking awesome.
The shoe, Billy LaRue out of the NJ.
Billy LaRue.
Out of,
The
out of NJ Mafia.
Oh my
Tell
God.
Joe what the pork chop class is.
It's virtually the Fat Boy class. 200. Well, We did lower the weight a little bit. 180 minimum driver weight, 400 pounds. It used to be back at Borger's 4.25, but that used to be that was what Glenn called his class for the super heavies, pork chop.
We'll have to eat a cheeseburger to hit that 180 minimum, bud.
Yeah,
we will.
Lighten the scales again.
Yep. Man. Love making and
What?
I don't understand that word. Oh, I think it's awesome track. Yes.
Yep, that's
First
it.
time
That
is
is
all
that is him and my dad work hard at that track.
Yes.
Awesome.
For
Well, that track
73
is always
for
smooth
sev-
as glass.
For 73 years old, my dad and Ed, I don't remember what your age is. I'm sorry. Those two put a lot of hours into the surface.
they're
every
You
getting
can
it done.
tell.
They're getting it done. Okay, we're going to wrap it up.
That's it.
You're going to see this video posted right here on our YouTube channel within the next day or two. You'll be able to see the whole thing. Yes, thanks to Mr. T. And you'll be able to see the whole thing in its entirety right here on FaceSpace.
68.
He's 68, yes, 68.
68, okay.
68. So, again, thank you to everybody for tuning in. Thank you, chat, for making fire in there. We love having you guys on here. Again, we say this is not our show. This is everybody's show. We like getting everybody involved. Thanks again to all of our guests. Thanks again for Alex coming up. And then again to Mike and Cheryl Bowers. And from all of us at Lowdown Entertainment, we wish you a fond evening. Good night. May God bless. And we will see you all very, very soon.
Thank you.